Hello everyone, welcome back to another Tomato Sauce stream. Today we're going to be playing in the Angel Cup, potentially the final Angel Cup, which is kinda sad. This is how we like to spend our Thursdays. We wake up, we have a lovely morning, we play in the Angel Cup, we do something else for a bit after the Angel Cup ends, and then we get on with the rest of the day. Unfortunately, it looks like Moki Moki and Apaki are getting a little bit frustrated with the current Rush format. We haven't had anything substantial since Go Rush came out. We haven't had a new GRF, having two KC Cups back to back with no sign of a GRF. That is a little bit grating on a lot of people, especially when this meta feels particularly bad. So this is one of the worst metas we've actually ever had. If you like Metarian, you're probably having an okay time, right? If you especially like the Metarian Mirror, sure, you're having a good time. If you're not one of those people, you're kind of like, could this Metarian deck just go away? This is kind of frustrating to play against every time. It's kind of unfair. It does a lot of things other decks just can't do. And it's about time it got the boot, in my opinion. But let's see what we have in chat. We have Draco Kid. Welcome on in, Draco Kid. And my throat is really not having a good time today. That our throat can manage the entire stream. War 2 Zen, Wings is Glory Justice. We'll be using Broken English with this one. I don't know what that is a reference to, I don't know all of the flavor text. We have Hikari with the hello. Welcome on in, Hikari. Hope you're having a great day. And we have Beam. Wait, the final Angel Cup. Is there going to be no more? So, we got some tweets from the guy that... So basically, the Angel Cup is like a two-man job, right? There is Angry Angel or Moki Moki, and he put out a statement, and he's the one that, like, organizes it, I believe. He's the one that, like, runs this sort of thing. Let's see if we can translate some of these. So due to the GR Fest not being held, the Angel Cup... Oh, actually, we should probably make it so everyone else can actually see this. Due to the GR Fest not being held, the Angel Cup will come to an end tomorrow, but we look forward to your participation. So... it kind of sucks, but it is what it is. And then the commentator, I suppose, / tournament, right? I'm not really sure where they kind of fit on this, but 8mm Apple or Apaki is kind of the other half of this duo. So the Angel Cup starts at 9. Today marks the end of the Project 3's Join Us, and he had another tweet talking about it somewhere. Let's have a look. Let's see if we can find exactly where he mentions it. It'll be in one of these tweets somewhere. To be honest, even if I was told I might be able to compete against voice actors in a point battle doesn't motivate me. There's not much point in it taking it seriously like GR, so it feels like a monthly test of luck. There was a specific tweet somewhere. It'd be nice to have a GR festival. There was very specifically like, we haven't got a GR festival, so I don't really want to play anymore. It's kind of the gist, which is fair enough. Too early for me to watch now, but morning, everyone. Hello, Kuova. Yeah, sorry that the stream is so early. It's just because we just start when the Angel Cup starts, so nothing we can really do about that. Considering, one, JP should have their daylight savings at some point soon, I would think. Then that would go back to normal anyway, but since Angel Cup seemingly won't be happening anymore, it probably won't actually affect us too much anyway. We'll go back to the normal start time of an hour later in the future. But let's take a look and see who has signed up for the final Angel Cup. Hopefully it has a decent attendance. At the start of Go Rush, these were actually getting massive attendance, but has since dropped off. That is quite normal for Rush. We tend to have, like, new set comes out, we get a big rise. Usually it goes up to, like, between 40 and 60 players. And then it will slowly start to dwindle as people get bored of the format, or as the format is particularly bad, it does tend to drop off quite a lot. We have 26 people signed up. That's not awful. That's not great either, to be honest. For a Rush tournament, especially for a JP Rush tournament, that's okay. It's about average. You would expect to see maybe like 32, but that's kind of it. For the Western Rush tournaments, we do tend to see them be a bit higher. We tend to see like 40 to 50. So this is not actually like super bad, but it's also not great. How could anyone get bored of this format? It's a weird one. We've actually put out 2 videos about this. We have our latest one, which is the Banless Wishlist prediction. And we also had another video talking about this format being kind of mid. And that was... God, where was it? Obviously, Metarian format, the meta breakdown was one. But it was primarily this one. Is the meta too fast? And do we need more defensive options? So, like... You know, I haven't been shy about talking about the fact I don't really like this format. And I think it's not too surprising. We've also had Rushdale Coliseum going on, which some people see as being more competitive than, like, tournaments. Yeah, depending on who you are, you can read into that or not, right? But even in that, we have been seeing an overwhelming majority of Metarian decks in those tournaments. Okay, we have an opponent. So we will go ahead and see about getting into a game. We haven't actually made a room yet, so we'll do that quick. And then we'll do this. Okay, so that is everything sent. Now we just wait for our opponent to join into the game. And while we're waiting for that, I guess we'll take a look at what the other pairings are. We have Hikari versus Jasper. Muton is in the tournament and has a bye. He'll be playing against Now or our Korean VTuber friend. We have Yuke versus Riz. We have... what was this guy's name? So this is Datbu. Okay, so we have Datbu or Gakon versus Gozu. That'll be an interesting one. Who are we going to... So we're going into the Gozu Yuke. So that's actually quite a hard bracket if we actually make it up there. I don't know who Amber is. Who else do we have here? We have Blue, Kanzaki Now. Giorfio is against Prisoner Tomato. That could be a bit of an interesting one. And Duan is playing against Neo Louis. I don't know if I recognize this person. There's actually a lot of the regulars not here again. So this is an interesting one. It looks like a lot of our regular JP bros haven't signed up to the last Angel Cup. I wonder if that means a lot more people over in Japan are actually very frustrated with the current format. Yu-Gi-Oh! Hello, hello. Jesse, welcome on in. We are just waiting for our first opponent to join the duel room. And then we will be playing in our first tournament match. We're not expecting to win this tournament by any stretch. We're not expecting to, like, do particularly well. We're just going to see how it goes, and then we're going to commentate. Because we really like commentating. But I also do like playing a little bit as well. And I can't miss the last one, right? Alright, so the game will be starting. So let's jump in and see what our opponent is going to be on. We are today playing the Power Up Good Stuff list. So we're going to see how that goes. It looks like we're probably against Metarion, which is a big snore. Especially since I'm not... This is going to be a really bad matchup for us. But, I mean, everything's a bad matchup into Metarion, right? So our deck might look like Metarion just at this hand, but it plays like a small Metarion package. This isn't actually like a full-on Metarion deck. And he got the... I mean, he's always going to get the full hand empty unless he, like, bricks, right? But... I mean, we also just chill here, I think. We kind of need to start finding some resources. So, we're just going to match card for card. There is also a pre-KC point battle room today. Oh, I did not know that, Dwan. I basically don't keep up to date with anything on the JP side that's to do with speed, like pretty much at all. Like I follow the Rush players, and when they talk about speed, I don't keep up to date with the speed stuff at all. I know last week there was not a lot going on in terms of the Angel Cup, like Angel Cup 30. There was also a lot of regulars not there. There might have also been like a conflicting point battle there. I mean, this ain't bad. Let's do this. Let's get rid of this. All set. All set. I mean, using reincarnation here doesn't seem like a good idea. And then we'll just swing in. This should be a guaranteed 25. And now this basically forces him to make a move. He has to do something, right? Otherwise he's just going to take another 25 next turn. We're actually playing games today, not 3 hours of yapping. Oh, there'll be plenty of yapping, Sam. Don't you worry. Don't you worry, my friend. All right, so, oh, I mean, this could be worse. This could be worse. I'm a speed player. I mean, I do play speed, but I am very much a rush player that plays speed rather than a speed player that plays rush, right? Triple TSA has a powerful aura. It would have a much more powerful aura. I mean, that's not bad. I'd rather lose a TSA than anything else, considering I have 2 more in hand. Okay, again, losing Buffered Slime against this deck specifically doesn't matter too much. And if this dies, we can bring it back with Reincarnation, which is really funny. I can only assume a fusion is coming. Like, why would we do this unless we were planning to fuse, right? I'm sorry, but what the hell is Rush? So, basically, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is now split into 2 major formats. And specifically, Duel Links is split into these 2 formats, and that is Speed and Rush. So, Speed is, you know, what you've already played this whole time. It's the TCG Yu-Gi-Oh! With skills, 20 card decks, different release schedule, its own unique ban list, etc, etc. Rush is a Japan, I guess it's Japan, China, and Korea exclusive. Oh, don't just pop my last back, you jerk. Format that has been put into Duel Links and is basically has some of the same cards. Like we have Ancient Gear Golem, we have Monster Reincarnation. The card layout's a bit different. The way cards are worded is different. There's lots of different rules. Every turn you draw up to 5 cards. So the idea is to empty your hand every single turn and then draw back up to 5. You can perform as many normal summons as you want each turn. So it's still Yu-Gi-Oh! You can still recognize a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Here, but it is fundamentally a different game. And it is a lot simpler because this game is a lot younger than Yu-Gi-Oh! Right? When you get to like TCG is, you know, that's like 20 years old at this point. Rush Duels is 4 years old. So we're very much still in the taking your first steps phases. The game is a lot slower. It's not just like a build a board, break a board kind of meta. It's very much a lot of interaction, a lot of back and forth. Well, I mean, if you have any questions about it, Jesse, I'm happy to try and answer them. Okay, Imaginary Arc Turbo discards a normal monster to give a boost to the Ashura Star, which will let it out our Ancient Gear Golem. So we're keeping a monster. That's actually kind of nice. We will be losing a Sword Dancer, but that's kind of whatever, right? Haha! Ooh. I think I have to go for it. Right? Do I have to go for it? I don't have to go for it. I could produce this. Just go for a hit. Set 3. Oh, how many we got engraved? We got exactly 4. Alright, because he's got 2 back row, we're going to play this a bit weird. We are going to activate Talismanic Seal Ray. We're going to put all 4 of these back. I'm going to weaken this down. Then I'm going to summon Imaginary Actor. Then I'm going to activate my skill. I'm going to choose Richra. And I'm going to boost up Actor. And I'm not going to add Fusion. We're going to put this to attack mode. We're going to set 1, set 2, set 3. Go to battle. And we're going to try and swing over this. Okay. That went quite well, all things considered. So we did it that way because if we went all in on a Richra play and then he just had negate attack, we're in a really bad spot. Whereas like this, there's a higher chance negate attack survives because we have 3 set cards. Yeah, it's got a lot. It's still got skill expression, but the games are a lot faster and explosives, but less negated. Yeah, it's kind of like... I would make the argument Rush is simpler, but each of your micro decisions have more impact, right? It's like playing like... It feels like a really weird comparison to say it's like playing boat format, but like... It kind of is. Like, it's very simple to play. You can pick it up and learn it very, very quickly. There will still be nuance in the individual plays you make. You forgot to mention that it's powered by a robot on the moon! I mean, that is actually correct, but only in the show, unfortunately. I don't spin my whole board back. That's rude. So we know the 2 back row doesn't do anything. Okay. If he has a Star, we're going to be at the mercy of the 33%er. Let's see what he does. I only ever play Speed Duel. I mean, Speed Duel was very fun. Ooh. So that means he has... Okay. This is looking kind of yikes. So now it's going to come down to, does he snipe the back row? So this is just a 33% chance. This is 66% chance in our favor. So 66% chance we don't die here. 66%. He only has a 33% chance to hit the correct back row. So no doubt he is going to exactly hit the correct back row. And we are going to be mad. Here we go. Here we go. He's going to hit it. There it is. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. The 66% in our favor. And we lost. Because our opponent sacked us. I mean... Oh, that is so sad, bro. That's the way it always goes, though. If ever I get a legend trap, I set it, and then my opponent pops it. 100% of the time. 100% of the time. That is so sad. We were in a good position there. We were in a fantastic position to just win that game. And our opponent just sacked us. There's nothing we can do there. Nothing we can do there. The only character I play is as Yugi Moto. Okay, can someone please explain the rules of Rush? Because my brain hurts. I'm sure, yeah, everyone in chat will be able to help you out. The only major difference is you draw up to 5 cards at the start of your turn each turn. I mean, that's the big one. Okay, this hand is a little bit yikes. I mean, we still get the whole hand empty. We actually get to go first this time, which is quite nice. It means we won't have to worry about our opponent having a 12-card play on the second turn. Or on the third turn, I suppose. Or his second turn. Is that Dragson in the chat? Welcome, welcome. Draw to 5 at start of turn. Normal summon not limited to once per turn. Yeah, they're the big uns. Those are the big uns. Superior Duelist, I fear. Yeah, unfortunately, it happens. It's like, statistically, I was about to win that game, basically. Like, there are so many draws off my deck that do just win the game. And, you know, he had already used most of his back row hate, so the only thing he really had left was to make an Ashura Star. He had the exact cards to make an Ashura Star, and then also won the 33%. So it's like, I mean, I can't do anything about that, unfortunately. That's just the way it goes. I would love to make a big fancy play here, but I could potentially threaten lethal, but, like, what's the chances he just has nothing? I could just tribute those, go for that, make that. Who have we got? We've got Vritra Star. Alright, we're going to go for... We'll flip Essel. We'll activate Essel. This is step 1. That's a really good mill. We're going to tribute these two. Summon Dragius. Activate Dragius effect. We'll summon Reactor. Activate Reactor. Put Monster Incarnation back. Draw 2. I mean, I think we hold the Golem, actually. As weird as it is. I think we actually do just hold Golem. We're going to go Light Star Sign. Reveal. Boost this up. We'll go ahead and add the Fusion. Activate Fusion. We use this and this. Make the boy. Activate his effect. Flip this up. We have 2 of these face down, which is like a little bit awkward. I don't think putting more cards back in the deck necessarily helps me out here. It's just like, do we play this in attack mode or not? I don't think it matters. If this connects, he takes 2,000, 25, 28, so he's just dead. It comes down to, does he have negate attack? If he has negate attack, it doesn't matter. If he has widespread, we killed this. We get him for 2,000 plus 25, which is 45, which means the extra little bit won't actually kill. And I can reduce it by a whopping 400, which means this doesn't even kill on top. So we're just going to set this. We'll go battle. We'll swing. We'll swing. And we'll swing. Okay. Nice, easy one. We would try to play around any trap cards he could have. If he had Slime on a gate attack, it didn't matter what we did. If he had Widespread, there was still not much we could do. We still couldn't threaten lethal through Widespread, so we were 500 attack short. Well, technically we were 100 attack short because we could have reduced by an extra 400 using Talismanic Sailori. But no, it would be 200. So no, we would have been 300 attack short. Threaten lethal is funny. Is this the fuse once per game skill? Yes, it is. I was playing versus Metarian with Secret Order. Ooh, I mean, that's spice, I suppose. Right, can we win the coin toss? No. We won't.
Guys, I don't think we're gonna win this one. I have an inkling that we're not gonna win. It's just
don't ask me why I've got this feeling. I don't feel like we're in a great spot. Guys, it really isn't looking good for us. I'm not gonna lie. I think the Great Rush gods have somewhat forsaken us a little bit here. So they could have been merciful there and given us a normal summon, but they made us lose the coin flip and then threw 3 boss monsters into our hand. So this is also something that happens in Rush, is sometimes this will just happen and the game is over. Bro. I feel confident that even though we're out of the tournament, we didn't make any mistakes. I feel confident in that statement. I feel like we didn't do anything wrong. We just got unlucky. Because even in that game 1, we should have won, but our opponent got unbelievably lucky. Game 2 was just, our opponent didn't have back row, so we won. And then this game was this. Even if you had Legend Trap, though, doing that much damage and dealing with the Legend Trap is huge. Imaginary Reactor, Mill Monster Reincarnation, and just drop 2 Dragius next turn. I don't think there's going to be a next turn. So this is the issue with Metarion, is if they go first, they almost always set their entire hand. Then all they have to do is within the top 10 cards of their deck, find 1 copy of Reactor. Reactor then gives them a +2, so now they're working with 12 cards. So with 12 cards, dealing with T-set is really not an issue. Yeah, you won't brick on tributes when playing Metarion. I mean, that's true, although we are playing some Metarion in here, so, So what's our win con? Our win con is that after he makes the second fusion, he just doesn't have a normal summon. Now, that's not likely, but there is a chance. There is a slim chance that he just doesn't normal summon. Any normal summon does it, by the way. Any normal summon at all. If our opponent is spinning plates, because, there's no Karibo, there's no Kiteroid. Yeah, so he used the effect just to rub it in, just to BM. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. Alas, alas. Overall, I mean, our opponent didn't play badly. He played fine. But that, in my opinion, that sums up this meta, right? This meta in Rush right now is not about being the better player. It's not about playing better than your opponent. It is about getting lucky. And that's one of the reasons I don't like this format, because this is a very RNG focused format. Which is, for a lot of people is a good thing, because they like, a bit more RNG, which means they don't have to worry about, playing as well. It means that even bad players can win occasionally. I've always been more on the side of I enjoy it when formats are very skill expressive. And unfortunately, this Metarion meta is just not that. So let's hop in and see what's going on over here. We have Shizurui versus his opponent. Let's go find out who his opponent is, actually. Well, I can't actually do that without having another Chrome tab. I wonder how easy that is to do. If I do this, is this going to mess with the stream? No, it's not. Okay, that's pretty good then. So now, we'll do this. Come over here. Chuck it over there. So it looks like there is a Blue Eyes White Dragon on the field. This could be one of 2 different decks. I suppose arguably it could be the Blue Eyes deck, but it's probably not that. Is that BMAT? Welcome, welcome on in, and good morning, my friend. It is actually just turned into the afternoon, in the UK, so you've only just missed the morning for both of us, but obviously it's morning for you. Just maximum summon the Dragius. I wish. I don't actually know if the Dragius maximum would it be awful? Like, right, we also need to fix the stream layout as well, because Apaki streams at a really weird ratio, and we haven't sorted out on our end yet. So if I do this, there we go. That looks better, even though Apaki still streams at a really weird ratio. Yeah, the Dragius, I don't know, Dragius maximum is kind of just a big OTK guy. So would it just be another Overlord again? Because Overlord, I think everyone can agree, Overlord kind of sucks. People don't like playing against it. What if the opponent isn't approving the result? I think he quitted. So that's fine, Hikari. It will automatically update. You just have to wait for it. We had this same thing happen to us last week. If you just chill, it will sort itself out. You don't have to worry. Alright, so that was either game 1 or game 2. So we're going into the next game now. Let's see. Which dragon deck is this as well? Because this could be the Dragon's Inferno deck, where it's basically a secret order list. Or this could be the Dragon Fusion deck. So we'll have to wait and see. So let's see who is this as well. This is Shizurui versus... what's his opponent called? Roaming. So this is Roaming at the top, playing the dragons, versus Shizu at the bottom, playing the Light Galaxy. So triple set from Light Galaxy. That's not that strange. Light Galaxy does play a lot of spell traps. They do play a lot of high-level monsters. And you can't use the skill on the first turn. So you do tend to set 3 pass quite a lot with this deck. Now, it's interesting that we're attacking with just the one monster. Because Light Galaxy is a deck that will punish you anyway, regardless if you leave your monsters in attack or defense position. So I can only assume those monsters have really low attack, which is why we didn't bother putting them in attack mode. When I played against them last Angel Cup, I also didn't know if it's Dragius Star or Blaster's Inferno. I mean, it could be like a little bit of both, right? I mean, technically you can play one Dragius in Blaster's Inferno, so... Right, we're going to go for the Universal Storm, which does hit a Hammer Crush. What? Why are we playing Hammer Crush? For what possible reason would you play Hammer Crush in either of these decks? Right, here comes the Meteor Charge. So I can only assume we'll be flipping these up because, again... Wait, why? Why? Right, this is very strange. Oh, well, that wouldn't make any difference at all. So this is the Dragius Star list. So this is a weird one. I would always flip up there because my opponent set 2 monsters, right? So by that logic, they didn't have enough attack to warrant attacking with them. Because if they had an okay attack and like a bad defense, for example, you would attack with them anyway because you know that your opponent's just going to use Meteor Charge anyway. I'm against the winner of this streamed match. Well, hopefully, Hikari, you can gain some valuable knowledge. At the moment, it looks like you're probably going to be against the Galaxy deck. So unless you build your deck specifically to beat the Galaxy deck, the Dragius Fusion deck is very, very weak to the Dragius deck because a lot of your guys don't have very good stats. So again, unless you've built for the matchup, this is very Galaxy favored, so I would expect Galaxy to win here. Let's see what happens, though. I'm going to assume we already have a Meteor Charge because we have 7 mystery cards. It's quite likely one of them is going to be it. Got first rounded. Sag, join the club, Giorfio. We also got first rounded. What were you playing, Giorfio, out of curiosity? Because you played against Prisoner Tomato, which they almost always exclusively play Galaxy. So I'm going to assume that you got knocked out by Galaxy. And Galaxy, unfortunately, is very, very punishing to anything that isn't, like, directly a meta deck. Okay, so we didn't actually take any damage there. No Meteor Charge. Did we use the skill to search Meteor Charge in the first turn? Or, I guess, his second turn? Guess I'm not playing Fire Dragons again. It's actually kind of cope. The Fire Dragon deck is good, but you have to get... So I don't want to say you have to get lucky, but the way I like to phrase it is you have to not get unlucky. Because for the Fire Dragon deck to work, we need to get Volcano Dragon into rotation. We need to get Secret Order. We need to get Dragonic Pressure. And if we don't do all 3 of those things, which all of them are unsearchable, the deck doesn't really do what it's supposed to do. But like, on average, you should be able to do those things. Those 3 things should happen a lot. So it's like... So we are playing the Sports Dragon package. So I used to play this Dragon deck quite a lot. And I actually ended up cutting the Sports Dragon package exactly for this matchup. Because like Galaxy will see your 0 attack, they will see your 0 defense, and they will punish you and take all of your life points for doing it. So... what's the next Legend Magic in Duel Links you think? Oh, that's a tricky one. Because there's several low-powered Legend spells yet to be released. But it's like, are we going to get those ones? So like Card Destruction, we could start seeing people trying to play some sort of mill deck, even though Card Destruction has never really done anything in the OCG. There's Smashing Ground. Like, we could see Smashing Ground come out, but is that going to do anything? Graceful Charity, I don't think we're going to see Graceful Charity. Graceful Charity is a weird one. Basically, since Graceful Charity came out to right now, it has always seen play. It is one of those, if you have no need to play a specific Legend spell, Graceful Charity is amazing. It's just so good. You can play it in anything. So if they did release it, that's like saying, oh, you know, this card's just going to be in everyone's deck for the end of time unless there's a specific reason not to play it, right? So that's the only reason I think they might not do that. I'm playing that too. It's so fun. Yeah, I actually really do. The Blasters Inferno list is so much fun. The problem is, again, it can get a bit frustrating if you get a bit unlucky, but if you don't, it's so much fun. Wipe the board, spam out guys, search back row hate, pop all your opponent's shit, attack them for game. It's smooth. It feels so nice when everything just falls into place. Fire Dragons is just bad into Galaxy. I mean, to be fair, I think most decks are just bad into Galaxy. And that is one of the big issues with Galaxy right now, is we don't want to necessarily, like, kill the deck, but there's no good way to hit it without taking away its ability to just end the game in a few turns. But a deck that ends the game in a few turns is not healthy for the game. So, like, it's awkward. We need, like, Galaxy to have a new kind of strategy where they don't just swarm the board on the first few turns, get a load of piercing, change your guys to attack, and just delete you in a few seconds. Unfortunately, that's not fun to play against. And there are so many decks that cannot play against that in any meaningful way. Dragon deck needs Phoenix. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I love Phoenix. I want it to be unhit. Phoenix, before now, I would have said could not come back. But with the meta as it is right now, with dragons kind of being around the meta, not really in it, I'm like, yeah, we could get back Phoenix. Worst case scenario, we just put it back on the list a little bit later. I think at least for right now, Phoenix could either be unlimited. Maybe that'd be a bit too good, but it could definitely go to limit 2, which means we could play it in a lot more of these lists. It is, but it's hard to have a good hand. Sometimes you draw too many spells, sometimes too many high levels. I mean, as we got to see in our last game, we drew 3 Dragius and we couldn't play the game. I think Pot of Greed is better than Graceful Charity. So, as for right now, I would probably agree with you, Louise. I think Pot of Greed being a free plus is really good. The only reason Graceful Charity tends to see more play in the OCG is because there are a lot more cards in the OCG that want you to just fuel your graveyard. There are a lot of cards that activate by having cards in the graveyard. There's a lot more cards that revive, cards that put cards back in. We have like Miracle Fusion type effects where we fuse from the graveyard. So because getting cards into the graveyard and finding specific combo pieces is so valuable, it's generally seen as a better card, but in more recent weeks / months, we have seen Pot of Greed seeing a bit more of an uptick in play in the OCG as well, because people do just value that plus. True, there is a good chance I will play Galaxy in the second round. I'm not too hopeful, but yeah, we try. Yeah, unfortunately, it's looking like Galaxy is going to win this, although to be fair, the Dragon player has been holding their own. It looks like our Galaxy player is going to have to find that last Meteor Charge if they really want to go for a big push here. This might actually... How much damage are we threatening here? If we If we go for the piercing, we'd be doing 5 plus whatever that guy's low defense is. If we go for the boost, that would be 1,000 plus 18. So we're 200 away from lethal, or we could gamble. Wait, do we? Oh, okay, so we're not gambling. Oh, we have a TSA. Okay, so now this comes down to Legend Trap or bust. And I think the Light Galaxy player already used a widespread. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I did see a widespread get used earlier. I don't know who exactly used it. So this might be it. This is gonna be it! The Galaxy player fools! Wait, no way! There's a delay now? No, okay, it was just the voice lines. It was just the voice lines. Okay, so that means Hikari, by the looks of things, might actually be playing against the Dragon player. So again, we don't know if that was game 2 or game 3 is the issue. By the fact that Apaki's leaving the room, that tells me that's probably game 3, which means it looks like it's going to be Dragons versus Hikari. Yeah, true. The OCG, the Legend cards in every deck is Magic Cylinder and Graceful Cherith. Yeah, Graceful Charity is so good. I actually despise Cylinder. Cylinder is such an unfun card. I really dislike it. Yeah, like Galaxy had widespread, it used / popped. My opponent really drew into NA when I had lethal. I mean, that is exactly how Rush goes to one. Unfortunately, that's just the way she goes. Hopefully you win this game, though, because otherwise Prison Tomato is going to be knocking out Jorfio and Dwan, and that is something we just cannot abide by. Prisoner Tomato has to fall, because they are the fake Tomato. Wait a minute. So, Shizu has advanced in the ladder, so I'm not sure what's going on here, Hikari. There we go, it's being fixed, I think. Okay, I think they entered the result in incorrectly. There we go. So I know you guys can't see this, but Hikari is going to be playing against Roaming here. Who else we got? Muton won his game, so now Neo beat VTuber. Now Neo then got beaten 2-0 by Muton, so Muton has advanced. The guy that beat us, playing the Matarian list, has defeated Amber 2-0, and he has also made it into top 8. Vanilla Ice has also made it into top 8. So there are a lot of big names already in top 8. We already have Muton there, and Muton is a lovely guy. He typically, I believe, is a Cyber Dragon player. I think he did win a tournament on Cyber Dragon one time. So this looks to be 1-1. Who is this? This is Rise. Rise is... Where is Rise? So Rise beat Yuke. So Yuke is quite a big name. He's also a YouTuber. So big shout out to Yuke, if anyone watches any of the Japanese Rush Duel content. So Riz, or Rise, has beaten them. They're at the top. This game is currently 1-1. So the player at the top has already beat a relatively known player. Oh, to be fair, though, his opponent at the bottom, who is Datbu, or Gakon, he beat Gozu. So, you know, Gozu, say what you will about Gozu, Gozu still does win quite a lot. Is there anything interesting left? Like No Matarian and Galaxy. Well, there's this list. We don't know what the top is playing. Cyber Dragon. So... at the very least, we have Cyber Dragon. We know Hikari is playing the Dragon list. Well, I guess no matter what, we know that Hikari and Roaming are playing Dragons and Dragons, right? So that's at very least something interesting. Oh, Cyber Assault pops the Galactica Oblivion. Craft the Drone comes down. We're going to immediately tribute the Craft Drone to summon out a Cyber Dragon regular. And then we summon out the Tricorn. This is quite a lot of damage. And this is actually not... So this is one of the things that Cyber Dragon does quite well, is they generally play guys that have okay stats, which means Light Galaxy can't punish them as hard. A lot of the time, Light Galaxy has to use a lot of resources to actually get through the Cyber Dragon board, which means they're not using those resources to get a chunk of damage in. I saw a loot deck earlier, but didn't see if it won. It was like the good stuff pile, I guess. I mean, I was playing a good stuff pile deck, and unfortunately we got knocked out because of bad luck, but it happens. Alright, I need to blow my nose, so we're gonna just get rid of the camera and mute for a second. There we go. Didn't have to allow you all to experience the ASMR of me blowing my nose. I know some of you that's going to be disappointing. The majority of you, I like to think, are quite happy you were spared. So we did get the Secret Order, which did bring out the Galactica Oblivion, which did clear the Cyber Assault. Now, the Cyber Dragon player can still clear this board, depending on what the back row is, because we can just use the skill on the Cyber Dragon to boost its attack up to 26. But yeah, I do not know what's... Well, there's a lot of players in this tournament. I just don't know what they're playing. I don't know what Dwan's playing. I don't know what Tomato's playing. I don't know what Ice Cream's playing. I don't know what Neo's playing or Targaryen. We don't know what Sweet or AG Rod is playing. I don't know what Mutan's playing. So, like, there's a lot of question marks still. Alright, here comes the second Cyber Dragon. Craft the drone into the third Cyber Dragon! Okay. We're boosting the attack. Are we going to search the fusion? We are searching. Okay, so are we making the Cyber End to try and threaten lethal? Now, the scoop! So, Rise does win the game, and that is going to be a 2-1 victory, so he will advance, and he'll be playing against Zenti, who is the guy that knocked us out, playing the Matarian list. So we are going to be seeing Cyber Dragon versus Matarian, which is an okay matchup. It's overall Matarian favored, but Cyber Dragon can win that matchup. It's not like unbelievably one-sided, but it is Matarian favored. So it'll be interesting to see which game we watch now. So, oh, thank you, music. Thank you for that. Really appreciate that. There we go. But we hopefully will get to see an interesting game here. So the interesting games are obviously going to be something we haven't seen yet. Someone that we know. So for example, Dwan versus Tomato would be a fun one to watch. Or Hikari versus Roaming, because we know both the decks are cool, right? Hi, Tomato. Hello, RPG Prince. Welcome, welcome. I almost threw my PC out the window today. Oh no, what happened? Hi, Tomato Sauces. Hello, hello, Duke. Welcome, welcome. I can't help but notice, Duke, you're not playing in this tournament. Come on, Duke, what are you doing? Because that is life as well. Why is everyone showing up? Did someone else just stop streaming or something? We've just had so many people show up at the same time. I bundled my max rank up match. I had max leveled and I messed it up. Ah, that is devastating, Prince. I'm still at dual level 10, so we haven't really tried to push whatsoever. So I am far from the salt mines just yet, I'll tell you that much. I gave him IDP. There was nothing in grave for him. I mean, that sounds like a good play, unless he just found something to put into grave. Right, what is Apaki going to put on for us? Choose the game map. Well, you're going to have to let me know what you want, Duke. I can go and do it now, but I'll have to keep an eye on the stream for when a game starts up. Have you got any idea what kind of... Oh, you want the fusion one again? Bruh. Bruh. Alright, at least that should be quite an easy one to go and grab. So even if you can't see it, Fusion Game Mat is now equipped. I hate the Fusion Game Mat. I'll tell you what, I'll flip over quick so you can see it. We come off this. There you go, it's on. You see that? Fusion is on. I despise it. I despise it so much. Alright, let's see if Apaki is going to find a game for us to watch. By the way, yesterday I lost a Japanese tournament by a guy named Tomato, and today too, but it's 2 different people. Why are there so many tomatoes in the game? Well, that's because tomatoes are one of the most powerful foods on the planet. You can do so much with a tomato. And aren't you Italian, Giorgio? Shouldn't you understand the power of the tomato? Come on, Mum. Come on. Fusion, nice deck, tomato. Oh, yeah. Or tomato. I know some people love tomato, some people love tomato. We kind of flip-flop. Come on, Apaki, I want to watch a game. What you playing at? Be interesting to see. So it looks like Sweet did just beat AG Rod. So they have advanced to top 8. Oh no, Dwan lost! No! So Tomato has advanced. Prisoner Tomato has made it into top 8. They were playing its Vanilla Ice Cream. We still have the Riz versus Zenti, and the winner of Hikari and Roaming will be playing against Muton. Well, my opponent was a better gorilla. Yeah, it's like, we keep saying this, but in this meta, being the better player will not always win you the game. I mean, that's always going to be true in Rush, but this meta, more than most, is a sack meta. This meta is, if you just draw better, the games are so quick that and so explosive that the games do just end. That's just what happens. That's the power of Tomato. Exactly. How do you upgrade Seven's Paladin deck, Tomato? Any tips? Seven's Paladin is in an awkward spot. Because, ironically, because of Light Galaxy. Because Light Galaxy exists, it's making the Seven's Paladin deck have a really difficult time. And the reason is, because Light Galaxy punishes you for having low defense monsters, and low attack monsters by that as well, players have started trying to fill their deck with as many reasonably attack and defense statted monsters. And because of that, it now means that when you try to chip your opponent down with Seven's Road Witch, you're never going to be getting in for a ton of damage. Like, if you attack a 0 defense monster with Witch, you get in for like 1600. That's a good chunk. If you attack a 1200 defense monster with Witch, and you chip in for 400 damage, you've got your opponent on like a 30 turn clock. That's just not going to cut it. So, because Light Galaxy is so prevalent, as it is right now, people are deck building around it, it is actually making Seven's Paladin's deck a lot more difficult. Because now, if you want to kill through set 3 pass, you now need, like, realistically, the Gazelle, and then you need your opponent to have no cards in hand. It's a very awkward situation for the Paladin deck to be in. Realistically, I don't see that deck doing super, super well until we get more cards for it. I think that's the situation it's in. If Light Galaxy gets hit, then maybe we could see something happen there. Ooh, okay, so this is a Galaxy mirror match. So we will go ahead and fill in at least a little bit of our spreadsheet here. Because I need to keep track of these decks, and we don't want to lose track. Yeah, every deck that can't kill set 3 pass is bad right now, because any deck can just stall you. Yes. Well, that's the thing. There are a couple of decks that will just kill you through set 3, right? Like Dragon Fusion, Blaster's Inferno, Ancient Gear Golem, and so sort of by extension, like Cyber Dragons, Matarian can get a lot of damage in easily. There are so many decks that do just be able to get a load of damage through set 3 pass, which means there's actually a lot of decks that can't just set 3. So whenever you are able to just set 3 against your opponent and they don't punish you, it feels like you get rewarded so much. You get a ridiculous amount of value from just not being able to get out-stalled, or like your opponent not being able to stop you from stalling, I should say. Seven's deck potential is wasted. It's sad. Yes, I mean, it's not like it's going to go anywhere, right? Like, we will... Christ, my nose will not stop running today. I don't know what's wrong with me. But there will be more Sevens cards to come. There will be stronger Sevens decks in the future. When we get Master of the Sevens Road, that will immediately become a really strong deck again, because that has easy access to Big Guy with Piercing. And as we've seen, Big Guy with Piercing is pretty good, right? Like, just make Big Guy, give it Piercing. It can just win games on its own. So that will happen eventually. And then probably further down the line, even though it'll probably be heavily restricted, there will also be Seven's Geass, which is a whole other kettle of fish. I don't actually know if we'll get Seven's Geass in Duel Links just because of how toxic that deck was in the OCG, but we'll have to wait and see. So here comes... So that represents basically an extra 500 damage. I mean, it's lethal. It's exact lethal, so it works. But that Meteor Charge was basically a Hinotama, right? That was a burn spell for 500. And that's all he needed. You would have thought Konami would learn people don't like Unga Bunga Beatdown. Early Rush was. I think, though, there is a middle ground. I think it's good to have aggro decks. I think it's good to have simple decks. The problem is when the aggro simple decks overtake the meta, right? It's when it's the absolute #1 best deck, or when every deck has to build around it, because if they don't, they will get punished, right? So, I still like the idea. It's like Blue Eyes in Speed. Blue Eyes, I'm okay with it being an okay deck, because it's very easy to play, it's very simple, it's like iconic. People like playing it. I think it's fine for Blue Eyes to be a good deck. I don't want Blue Eyes to be the strongest deck, and I don't want people to have to play around or build around having to play against Blue Eyes constantly, right? Rush was about battling, but early Rush is similar to this meta. I reckon, though, is similar to Dragius Sack meta. I don't play Rush, but this is the problem. I reckon. I could be wrong. I mean, you're not wrong, RPG Prince. In my opinion, the meta we're in now is the 3rd worst meta we've ever had. The #1 worst meta for me was probably HTI format, because we had a GRF through that, and that was basically a 2-deck format. Now, there were other decks that were performing well at the time, but realistically, if you wanted to win, you were playing Hell Tuning Invasion or you were playing Magnum Overlord. So you were playing, I'm going to wipe your board every turn, there's nothing you can do about it, versus I'm going to OTK you. And those were the 2 decks, and it was that or nothing, effectively. Then the next worst meta for me was the very, very first meta, because it was too simplistic and there were basically no spell traps. So it was just make board, attack, then your opponent makes board, attack, and then you make board, attack, and that was it. One of my favorite metas was actually the meta that came directly after, when we got the first wave of good spell traps, and we had things like the Barrier being a good card. I actually think that was a really, really good meta, because there was interaction. There was, okay, I could clear your guy, but if you have a Barrier, you'll win the trade. So instead of doing that, I'm going to summon out Ancient Arise Dragon, and then use Ancient Arise Dragon to go up to 3,000, because now this can attack over, and it won't die to the Barrier. And also I can protect my Dragius with Ancient Arise Dragon, because if you have Widespread Ruin, it will have to hit the Ancient Arise and not the Dragius, and I value keeping the Dragius around more. There was just a lot more interaction, there was a lot more thought, there was a lot more deliberate gameplay, there was a lot more skill expression, and it felt really, really nice. Again, it wasn't like super big brain, oh, the meta was so complicated, but it didn't need to be. It was early Rush, right? But there was more rewarding. It felt like you could outplay people. Right now, you'll still get people misplaying, right? And I'm not going to say that I'm immune to misplaying either. Far from it. I've made many a misplay in my time. But right now, it feels like if you just get lucky, you will probably win the game. And I've even had situations where I've basically thrown and still won just because I got lucky. And I don't like those sort of games. But again, there'll be some people that do, and that's completely fine. So we have reduced the attack of the Galactica Oblivion before tributing out our own Galactica Oblivion. So, I mean, we have to attack over this Galactica Oblivion at this stage, but we've only got 2 cards left in hand. So it'll be interesting to see what we actually have. We're going to be setting a back row, setting another back row, and we are going to be attacking over. Now, if our opponent does just find either a level 7 normal or Secret Order, we can just threaten to out this Galactica Oblivion back. There is a Universal Storm to hit a back row. What do we hit? We hit... Ooh. So that's good for vanilla, because that means the other back row could be a trap we can use. But it's also really bad, because when Light Galaxy runs out of Secret Order, the deck kind of doesn't do anything. It kind of stalls out. Okay, so we won the 50-50. We are alive. But the trade-off was we had to give up the Secret Order. So we might not be able to mount too much of a counterattack here. Right, there's Secret Order. Almost certainly the last order being played here. So do we have the Universal Storm to get rid of that back row, or are we just going to have to pray that it's nothing? That's the question. We do have the Universal Storm, and it was Negate Attack! That is actually huge. Having our Negate Attack not get popped... Oh, that's going to be lethal! That is ridiculous. That was quite literally Legend Trap difference. One player got to use their Legend Trap, one player did not get to use their Legend Trap. That entirely decided the game. So, it does look like we're going to be going on to another game, because I believe that was the last game of that round. So I'll have to wait and see what happens there. I mean, either way, right, a Light Galaxy was advancing. So Tomato got sacked now, cool. That's just the way it goes, right? We're in sack meta, where the rules are made up and nothing matters. Did we see anything else? So... Rise did advance. What was Rise playing again? I've already forgotten. We know that one of the top 8 is Zenti. And Zenti is playing Metarion. How exciting for us that we know a Metarion is in top 8. What was Rise playing? We watched the Dragon game. And then we watched Cyber Dragon. It was playing Cyber Dragon. So we'll just start filling this out a little bit. So Cyber Dragon is in top 8. Do we know what his opponent is playing is the next question. So we do have another top 8 game already on the go. So ideally, we want to watch Kanzaki now versus Sweet. That is ideal for us. Let's see if we actually get to spectate that. Because if we watch that, we will get to know what every single deck in the top 8 is. So fingers crossed, we watch Sweet versus Kanzaki now. But we'll have to wait and see what Apaki chooses. Why is Galaxy so OP? So Galaxy is a weird deck where it's kind of all or nothing. If it doesn't win very quickly, it tends to just kind of stall out and die. But if it wins very quickly, then it's fine. And it's not even like the best performing deck right now. Like we've still been seeing Metarion outperforming it quite a lot. Secret Order, KK. Hey, Tomato just joined. You still in? Unfortunately, Toti, we are not still in. We got sacked out in the first round, which was very sad. If you want, you know, I mean, there's the VOD if you want to go and see how we got knocked out. But in game 1, we basically lost a 33% that cost us the game. And in game 3, we drew, well, we opened Triple Dragius and we couldn't play the game. So that's just how it goes. That is just how it be. So who is this? Is this Sweet? I have the issue of, I've got the English names currently on. This is Sweet at the bottom versus Kanzaki now at the top, and this does appear to be Machine Good Stuff. Is this Machine Good Stuff or is this Ultimate Bond? That's the new question. That is the new question. Sounds like a skill issue. I mean, Paris, you are one of the best, probably Duel Links players, period. So like, I don't know, I can do nothing but bow before your greatness. What you say must be true. Secret Order is the best game of... Is the best game of the game. I agree. Secret Order is the best game of the game. So I don't know if we've seen a skill yet from Sweet. Best card. Yes. I mean, it was so good, it got limited to 1 in OCG for a long time. So... Just saying. Clip it and ship it. You are welcome to clip it if you want, Paris. I will not hold it against you. Alright, here comes the Universal Storm. Oh, we hit the widespread. That is actually huge. Is it huge? Does it matter in this matchup? I think we got a little bit ahead of ourselves. Oh! It did not matter anyway. The game is Jova. We are going to be seeing Kanzaki now at least win this game. Now, we don't know if this was game 1, 2, or 3. But at the very least, Light Galaxy has won this first game. We should probably, again, keep filling out our spreadsheet while we're going. Get rid of that. Put that down there. So this was Galaxy versus some sort of machine. I still don't know what this machine deck is. Like, if it's... I mean, it's almost certainly the machine good stuff, right? It's got to be machine good stuff because we're playing as Yuhi. So I think it has to be machine good stuff. Secret Order is the best magic. Secret Order to 2 in the next ban list, I think. So, Secret Order to 2 would basically kill Light Galaxy as it is now. Like, so what you're saying is you just don't want Light Galaxy to be a deck. And that's a fair enough opinion to have. I just think it would kill Light Galaxy if that happened. Okay, so the Machine Good Stuff list doesn't play that many back row. I think it plays about 6, so it's not too surprising that we didn't set any back row on the first turn. It does play a lot of boss monsters. Is Jointech Charge even the best skill in the machine pile? Seems mid. Arguably, yes. Just because the deck plays Innovator, Jointech Rex, and it plays Surge Bicorn, so there's going to be a lot of shuffling cards back into your deck. And if you want to play another skill, like if you want to play like Hammer Crush Deal, you now have to play Hammer Crush. So it's like, what else would you want to put in it that isn't going to force you to stuff extra cards in? Like life point gain? Now, Galaxy is get so many cards in the next box. The thing is, Galaxy is basically split into Light Galaxy and Dark Galaxy. All we know is we're getting Zuijo. We're assuming that means we're going to get some Dark Galaxy cards with him, which is a fair assumption to make. That's probably quite logical. It is an educated guess, right? I don't know why we wouldn't get a Dark Galaxy box with Zuijo, for example. Now, those Dark Galaxy cards will not work in the Light Galaxy decks because the Light Galaxy skills lock you into light monsters, so it's realistically just not going to have any kind of crossover. Now, if you're making like a Galaxy Pile deck, that's fine, but you're going to have to use a worse skill, right? So, we don't know if we're going to get any other Light Galaxy support whatsoever in the next box. And until we get, realistically, the fusions, I don't think Light Galaxy is realistically going to be a problem. I think Light Galaxy, until we get fusions, is going to be the Secret Order Meteor Charge deck. And that's that. That's my opinion. Now, whether or not that ends up being true or not, we'll have to wait and see. So here comes Ancient Gear Golem. Tomato, did you try the good stuff pile? We played the power-up today, Paco. In our first game, we were in a really good spot. We had 3 back row. And our opponent made a Sure Star and just won the 33% and hit on a gate attack. So we lost, even though we almost certainly would have won on the following turn. Game 2, we absolutely destroyed our opponent on turn 3. And then game 3... we opened Triple Dragius and could not play the game and died on turn 3 to, Metarian went first, set the whole hand. Then on turn 2, Metarian summons Reactor, activates the skill, sends Reincarnation, puts Reincarnation back in, draws 2, has 12 cards, and then just kills us with their 12 cards. Like, there was no game. There was no justice. There was only death. Okay, this is a pretty scary board if our Light Galaxy player doesn't have a good trap card. This could just be Jova. 3,000? Okay, so it's not lethal damage. It's not lethal damage, but we have to answer that Gear Golem. We cannot let that Gear Golem stay, otherwise the game's probably over. Realistically, we also probably can't leave the Innovator as well. We'll have to see what he does. I won 2-1, but there were some great games. It's a shame they weren't on stream, because those would have been really good games to watch. So that means Hikari is advancing on Blaster's Inferno. So you're going to have to let us know, if it's not on stream, Hikari, what Mutin is playing. That is important information that we will require. So, what is our Light Galaxy player, Kanzaki Neo, or now, it is now, what is now going to do in the face of this ridiculous board? Now, this board isn't that bad to actually deal with. Yeah, I mean, that sounds like my run in Cloudy's tourney. I won versus Matari in round 1, but lost versus it in round 2, because game 3, I bricked with 3 bosses, I got 1 Ancient Gear Golem and 2 Dragius, summoned Ancient Gear Golem and attack. My opponent turn 2 had the type change beam and cast a fusion. Right, the second type change beam is out of the meta, the second, like, rush will be fun again, I swear. It's one of those things as well. Sorry, can you repeat that? I didn't hear you. So, if your game isn't on stream, Hikari, could you just let us know what deck your opponent is playing? Just so, because we keep track of it all inside of a spreadsheet. So if you can just let us know what Mutin was playing, that means we could just have the information. Alright, that is both of the Piercers dead. Not that the piercing matters, because we have an attack mode monster, but triple back row. This is not going to be super easy, but, this deck does tend to play 2 Jointech Rex and 3 copies of Barrage, so there is a chance we can just wipe out all of the back row. Oh, we're going to go for the mill. We do not get the draw. Sure. Thank you, Hikari. Jointech Rex time! I mean, it's likely. It's not unlikely at the very least. We're doing a big think. That tells me what we're doing here is not super, like, one-dimensional. We have different options. Here's the Rex! Mutin is 99% on Sidra. Yeah, we said that earlier as well, Toti, that Mutin basically is a Sidra 1 trick, but you never really know. Like, people can swap decks whenever they want, right? We just like to confirm. And it looks like Rise has beaten Zenti, which means Cyber Dragon did take down Matarian, and we have a Cyber Dragon in the top 4. That is actually exciting news. Wait, does that mean... Oh my god, what have I done here? Does that mean we... Do we have no Matarian in the top... We don't have any Matarian in the top 4. The only Matarian player has been knocked out. That is very exciting news. If Ursus is playing in a tourney, what do you think he's on? So, originally, Ursus was the machine guy. He just always was the machine guy. Now, I believe he's been flip-flopping a little bit on a few different decks. So, I don't know what I would immediately say he would be on. I can't remember what he's been playing lately. But he was the machine guy for the longest time. When Sidra is spicy, you know the meta is bad. Just anything that isn't Light Galaxy or Matarian is just what we want to see. Like, the further down the tier list you get, the more exciting it becomes, right? Oh, there is a negate attack. Unfortunately, we did not win the 33% that would have won us the game. This was exact lethal as well. Oh, this looks like it's going to be a reverse sweep here. Oh. Oh, yeah, this is going to be game. This is surely game. We have 2,000 damage on one side of the board. This is just lethal. There's nothing that our good friend Sweep can do. So he will be taken out in this game. Now, I don't remember. I think that was that 2-0? Was that 2-0 to the Galaxy? I think that might have been 2-0. So we had... Did we have a Galaxy Mirror in the other side of the bracket? I think we did. We did. So top 4 is going to be there's a Galaxy player, I mean, had to advance. So we don't have to really worry about that too much. I guess while we wait for the next game to start, we'll go and take a quick look at the brackets. So this should auto-update. Oh, look at it. Updates slowly. We'll hit it with a refresh because it's not, like, updating nicely. Okay, so we have Galaxy beat Galaxy and Galaxy advanced. I believe this game just finished and we just saw Galaxy win, so Galaxy's going to advance. Here we did see Cyber Dragon win, which means we're either going to watch a Galaxy Mirror or we're going to watch a really cool game in Muten versus Hikari. Now, I know which one I'd rather watch, but I might be a little bit biased, guys. So we have Galaxy, which means Machine Good Stuff got taken out. So Machine Good Stuff goes into the spreadsheet. Alright, I guess we're just waiting to see what Apaki decides. Because Apaki's waiting, this makes me think it's probably going to be the Light Galaxy Mirror that we watch. Eh. I mean, Light Galaxy Mirrors can be fun. They usually don't last too long. But, like, come on, there's Blaster's Inferno in the other side of the bracket, guys. There's, like, the cool half of the bracket, and then there's the Light Galaxy half of the bracket. It looks like, based on what we can see on the screen currently, Apaki has been playing Vulcan as well, which is an interesting one. So I suppose the other question is, what has everyone in chat been up to in terms of KC Cup's going on, right? I assume people have been playing in KC Cup. I assume the Rush players have been playing in it to get the rewards. I assume the Speed players have been playing in it to also get the rewards, but also get to Stage 2. I don't know if anyone in chat is planning to try and grind it out over the weekend and go for a top 100 spot. I can imagine they think Blaster's Inferno is lame because they see it in point battles so much. But they see Light Galaxy in point battles the most! It is the most represented and wins the most of the time. I don't know. It's one of those things. JP was the OG Light Galaxy is the best deck, like, enjoyers, because of point battles, right? In point battles, Light Galaxy wins very, very quickly and is kind of unga bunga. So it ticks all the boxes to be an extraordinarily powerful point battle deck. Like I said, I should have already been max Ruffle, but there's time. But are you planning to do, you know, are you planning to do the grind over the weekend is the next question. Ooh, would you look at that? It would appear that we are going to be watching the Galaxy Mirror. How exciting. I hope everyone's really looking forward to this. I bricked awfully? No, Hikari. The meta is also Saki here too. You either have the out or you don't, which is a shame. Is a shame. Sounds like Blaster's Inferno. I mean, you're not wrong. Just got to level 16 in KC Cup, so if I get too hard, I just stop there. I mean, that's absolutely fair enough as well. If you're not planning to, like, grind out the weekend, you don't even need all the rewards, really. And if it's going to take too much effort and time, it's like, just cut your losses, right? Not sure. Graceful Charity or Tribute to the Doomed for Duel Links. Boa is the best card. Boa. What's BOA? Who is the best card? Well, we have Tribute to the Doomed in the game right now. We don't have Graceful Charity. I think, realistically, Graceful Charity would be better most of the time. Because a lot of decks don't need to play Tribute to the Doomed. So originally, Tribute to the Doomed was a sort of mandatory inclusion for a lot of decks because they had no way to beat, like, an Yggdrago, right? Cyburst used to be a very prevalent deck, and if you couldn't beat an Yggdrago, you need TSAs, you need Tribute to the Dooms. If we don't need to worry about that, because either the maximum decks aren't meta, or the decks we currently play can just out maximum decks without really giving a shit, then it's fine. Nah, meta is awesome now, very skillful. So, Paris, I've actually heard the same thing from a lot of other high-end, like, tournament players in Speed. What I tend to find is, if players are rogue, like they play rogue decks, or if they're just ladder grinders, they're really not liking the meta. If they're playing tournaments, they're playing Team Wars, they seem to really be enjoying the meta because there's a lot of skill expression, there's a lot of triangle meta, there's a lot of this deck beats this deck but loses to this deck, and if you build this deck correctly, then it has a really interesting matchup into this one, and this can beat this, but then it loses to this, and there's like a lot going on. So I kind of like that sort of dynamic, but again, in Speed, I play Rogue. So like, I'm just on the fuck the birds. That's where I'm at. I'm like, birds, go away, so I can play my shitty rogue deck and not just auto lose whenever I run into you. That's my stance on the speed meta currently. Paris, you generally like tier 0 metas, if I'm right. I could be wrong though. Yeah, but I don't think we're in a tier 0 meta. Like, right now we have birds and predaplants as probably the 2 best decks, which are very, very strong, and they're both kind of toxic. But then we have a lot of like the tier 2 decks have really favorable matchups into like one or both of those decks. I'm really liking at the moment how we have Ghost Trick as a good out to specifically... I mean, I guess it's good into both of the top 2 decks, but then it has a really bad matchup into like Shadows. Like, I think there's quite a lot going on in the meta at the moment, at least on the speed side. I think it would be nice just to get rid of the fucking birds. But again, that's for the ladder experience, and that's for the rogue deck experience. Because there are so many rogue decks in speed, because it's just been around for so long. So many of them are like competent, where they can like do okay, but they're not like actually tournament worthy. Other than birds, speed meta is fine. I mean, I think there will be some people that don't like Shadows, and I think there will be some people that don't like Ghost Tricks. And I think that's just part of what those decks do. People don't like flippy decks, people don't like stooly decks. That's just... They don't like Floodgates, right? There's certain things people just won't like. I don't have Natural Disgust. People have for tier 0 metas. I think there's generally 2 types of people. There's players that really like diversity, and there's players that really like skill expression. I think in some metas, when it's not super sacky and there's a lot of skill expression, but it is a tier 0 meta, that can be fine. But for a lot of people, they'll just look at it and go, oh, this is a 1-deck meta, boring, I don't care, right? And I think that's a fair opinion to have. It's just like, it's not necessarily unanimous, right? Us for RDC, alright, who wants to die doing the Metarian Mirror? Oh man, I don't want to play the Metarian Mirror anymore in RDC. But like, what else do you do? I hate it so much. I mean, people that play only rogue decks never stop complaining about the meta. I mean, to be honest, Paris, even if people are playing meta decks, they will still complain. You will never ever stop people from complaining. That is the world we live in. People will complain about anything. Sometimes complaining is funny. Sometimes complaining is annoying, right? But you will never stop people from complaining. That's just the world we live in. It's like Blue Falcon Tengu player complaining that everything else is broken. So one thing I will say is there are some rogue decks in speed, but because the meta is so diverse, the card pool is so big, there are so many different skills, there will be some decks that can play with the big boys, but have like 3 horrendous matchups, right? Like a big one for a long time was Dweller. Just like, it was like, oh, Dweller shuts down like half the decks. But it's like, the other half of the decks don't give a shit about Dweller. So it's like, does Dweller even matter if it doesn't affect half of the good decks? I don't know, it's a weird one. I like diversity and skill expression. Well, that's the thing. That, in my opinion, that's the ideal. If there's lots of skill expression and lots of diversity, that's a like perfect meta. But I don't think a tier 0 meta is inherently bad, and I don't think a diverse meta is inherently good, right? I lost, but it was good while it lasted. No, Hikari! The sadness. I have to ask, though, Hikari, what was Muton playing, and was it the Cyber Dragon? I must know. Now, I had formats where I didn't complain. Right, but the difference is, Paris, you're not everyone, right? Just because you didn't complain doesn't mean other people didn't complain, right? Like, there will still be people... There'll be people that win every single game, get like 6 tournament wins, and still complain. Like, that's just how it be. Like, in Rushdoll Coliseum right now, mine and Parko's team is undefeated. We're still sat here like, I fucking hate this. Can we do something else, please? That's just the way it is, right? Definitely a sweet spot that satisfies guys like me. Example being Vrain's release format. I didn't actually play during the Vrain's release format, so I don't know the love that is that format. Right? I just have no idea, unfortunately. I personally don't mind tier 0 Snake Eyes, but eventually it got boring to play against it for the 9th time in a row. I think it also gets a bit weird when deck building becomes how much engine versus non-engine I can fit in my deck. So Snake Eyes is basically, you put in like the smallest Snake Eye package possible, and then you play like 15 non-engine of just hand traps to just deal with your opponent. And I think that's personally a bit boring. I prefer it when decks are playing as few hand traps as possible, and it becomes more engine versus engine. But then in a tier 0 meta, then it just becomes like coin flip most of the time. It's an awkward discussion to get into. The problem with tier 0 metas is that it warps the meta around it. I mean, by definition, a tier 0 meta is basically a warped meta, right? And you have a situation of tier 0 or its counters. Well, that's the thing. In actual tier 0, the counters won't actually really counter it, right? They'll have an okay time against it, but they won't flat out counter it. Otherwise, it probably wouldn't be a tier 0 meta. Konami gave up on speed when they released Lyrilusc full power, and then later released Predaplant that removed any card on the field by pressing yellow button. Not yellow button. Also, welcome on in, Karama. He was playing Sidra. Yes, he played really good, and I guess it didn't help that I bricked. Ah, that is a shame. That is a shame. So that means would that mean we have a Cyber Dragon mirror in the bottom half? That is exciting. Unfortunately, that means Blaster's Inferno once again has missed out on a top 4 spot. Why can Blaster's Inferno just not break into the top 4? It always gets so close. It gets so close. What is the asterisk for? The asterisk is basically because they said it's going on hiatus for indefinitely, but might come back, right? So it might come back, and I don't want people to say, "Oh, you lied. You said it was the last one," and then, you know, the next one comes out in a month when they do a GRF, right? I don't want to be that guy, so we have an asterisk. But hello, Grand. Welcome on in. Now, funny enough, one of those people's success doesn't mean enjoyment, which was bird format for me. Yeah, I mean, even in bird format, I saw actually, like, at the top end, more people were complaining about Star Seraphs than the actual birds themselves. So again, it's one of those weird things where I feel like the ladder players, the casual enjoyers, the rogue players, they're like, fuck the birds. I hate the birds. Get rid of the birds. And like right now, I just put out my new video talking about the meta for Rush, and most of the comments there are, fuck Cyber Dragon. I hate Cyber Dragon. Get rid of Cyber Dragon. And that's because the non-tournament players, the rogue players, and the ladder grinders are running into Cyber Dragon all the time. And they're sick of playing at Cyber Dragon. And that's fair enough. But if we look at like tournament results, Cyber Dragon ain't performing that great. It's doing okay. Like we have a Cyber Dragon mirror in the top 4 right now. So Cyber Dragon's made top 2 at the very least. But it's just not been winning as much as the other decks. Hey, Grand, I will still accuse you of lying, though. Don't worry. Oh, I have no doubt. I have no doubt. Bro, who plays Rush Ladder? That shit is straight up masochism. I mean, Rush Ladder is, like, okay. Especially because Rush Ladder is so, like, free, right? Like, getting to Cog is so much easier in Rush than it is in Speed. At least, maybe people will disagree with that. Like, getting those 5 in a row fucking sucks. But, like, especially in a luck, at least a much more luck-focused meta and a much more luck-focused format. So getting those 5 in a row can be a bit tedious. But, like, you know, you want to get the rewards. Getting to Cog is, like, fine. Damn, I've never played an Angel Cup. I might have tried it. Tried to do if this isn't their last. Yeah, unfortunately, they're just fed up. They're just fed up with the meta. They're fed up with not getting a GRF. That's just how it be. I think it's a sentiment a lot of people can really sympathize with. They can empathize with. Because Metarian is just not fun. I'm sorry. I know there's a lot of Metarian enjoyers out there. I know there's a lot of people that really like it. But I'm sick of it. I'm bored of Metarian. It wins too much. It's too strong. If they win the coin flip, it is an actual nightmare to play against. They get a free +2. They get to OTK you. They can spin back your entire board. And like we said in my latest video, they turn off all of the good back row that hasn't come out yet. So it's like, just get rid of them. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm done. And I think a lot of people share that sentiment. I think a lot of people are getting bored of Metarian. So I can't blame Apaki and Moki Moki for not wanting to keep going. Now, Toti does. I played like one game and played against Toti. Oh my god, no, don't tell me Toti plays. But that by that admission, that means Parko also plays ladder. Cringe. I can't believe you guys play ladder. Ugh, gross. Ugh. I mean, yeah, they don't balance around tournaments. Our version of is that KC Cup, which usually is close to tournament formats. It's very awkward because ladder tends to be drastically different from tournaments. Like, drastically different. So, it's very awkward. I don't know. If for example, so when we eventually get a GRF, it will come to light that the top decks are X, Y, and Z, right? That's going to happen. Until we get a GRF, if they were to balance just based around ladder results and like what people are saying, like as the majority being the majority being ladder players, then Cyber Dragon's going to get nerfed and Metarion probably wouldn't get touched. And who thinks that would be good? Who wants to see Cyber Dragon nerfed and Metarion left as it is? That seems awful. That seems so unbelievably tone deaf. Doesn't that mean they do as well? Exactly. See, Toti's got you there. Toti's got you there. 5 in a row is 50% of the climb. I mean, basically. I mean, that's why I don't mind it. To be honest, the 350 gems or whatever is not worth the time. It depends how much time you put into it. Like, quite often I'll be able to bust it out in like a couple hours. And I'm like, meh, that's fine. Especially if I'm recording footage for a video or something, right? Metarion is so fun. The only reason I top. There are a lot of Metarion enjoyers. There are a lot of people that will swear by Metarion is really fun. I love it. Please don't nerf it. And I can't, you know, I can't be mad at them. Oh, we are also in an ad break. We'll wait until the ad break goes away. The funny thing is, as a pure spectator, I think Light Galaxy is actually insanely powerful and would be getting as much hate as Metarion, but Metarion is just that one step above. Yes, 100% agree with Sam. So I know Sam can probably hear us because he's a sub, but we'll just wait until that ad's gone. But yeah, I think Light Galaxy is going under the radar just because of how strong Metarion is, right? If Metarion wasn't as dominant as it is, people would be complaining about Light Galaxy. That is just a fact. Which is why I actually think Light Galaxy is almost worse for the game than Metarion is. And when I say that, what I mean is a lot of decks have to build their decks differently because Light Galaxy will just kill them out of nowhere. Oh, guys, Cyber Dragon beats Cyber Dragon. It's crazy. Adware. Dragon always dodging the ads. Tournament winning decks will do well on ladder. It's just a matter of how many people play those decks. Yes. As well as when you play in a tournament, you kind of know what you're going to be against most of the time, right? You have an idea of, I'll probably be against like these 2 really good decks or 3 really good decks. And then there might be some rogue in there. So it's a lot harder to get caught by surprise. But on ladder, you could play against anything. So the best deck in the game might still just have a really shit matchup into rogue deck B. Right? And then you're like, I don't know how to play this matchup. I've never played against it before. The only time they ever balanced for ladder was when they hit Dark Magician in speed like 5 years ago. But, so it's one of those things where GRF or KC Cup is sort of ladder. It is a ladder. And it's just a hyper-focused version of ladder. So when they do balance around KC Cup and balance around GRF, they sort of are balancing around ladder, right? Like, if you squint, I know it's not a one-to-one comparison. I know that's like, I can't just say that is them balancing around ladder, but it's sort of. So will Angel Cup resume when/if Dark Galaxy does something? We don't know, to answer the question, Toti. It will basically depend how Apaki and Moki Moki feel when new stuff comes out, when a GRF gets announced. Because for the JP players, they are very goal-oriented. They like to have the Angel Cup, they like all of their point battles as practice for the shit that matters. And for them, the shit that matters is GRF. So they're basically running these tournaments as practice for something that hasn't even been announced yet. And I think that is very detrimental to like their mindset. And that's kind of how I think they look at it. Metarion and Sidra to me are the first enjoyable rush decks because there is more than Tribute Summon or Big Beat Stick Turbo. I love Rogue Deck B. Rogue Deck B is sick. We need more support for Rogue Deck B in my opinion. It feels like you're actually doing something. It's a ladder with a legit price. Yes, that is 100% correct. It is a ladder with incentive. An incentive is always what we need. It's like if we make a tournament that has a big prize pool, more people playing it because it's better incentive, right? That's just how it bees. I agree. At the start of this meta, when Go Rush first launched, was a fantastic time to play the game. We had so many people jump into the game. We had so many tournaments running. The tournaments had so many people playing. The meta was all over the place. We had Cyber Dragon winning. We had E-Hero doing well. We had Metarion was around but wasn't dominant yet. We had Dragon Fusion doing well. We had Spellcasters. We had Light Machine was doing okay. Cyburst was topping. We had 2 back-to-back tournament wins from Psychic. The meta was in a fantastic spot. There was diversity. There was a lot of interesting stuff going on. We had a lot of interesting matchups. There was a lot of skill expression. But, as just tends to happen, the meta solidifies. You know, people learn what's good. People experiment a bit more and find out what's actually good. And it just turned out that when we did get to that watered-down format, it wasn't very fun. And it's unfortunate. Because, like, prior to this, we did have Psychic as the deck that did a lot of wacky shit. And that was fine. I think Cyburst and Machine were a bit of what you're describing, Paris, where it was like, you just tribute summon out guys. That's the game. And I agree. Psychic, for me, was the first deck. You could make the argument for Noodles, but a lot of people don't like Noodles, so I understand people not wanting to count that, because although it did play in a different way and it was a bit more interactive, it was more interesting, playing against it was like, oh, I'm getting stalled out and burned, oh, I don't like this. But it was, in my opinion, the first deck that really pivoted and did something different. Psychic was the second, and now every deck does a bit more, right? But the problem is, again, Metarion is just too good at that something more. That's the big issue I see with it anyway. Time to bring back the good stuff pile with the power up to Quantum's today. I mean, you could. I mean, is Quantum's tournament posted today? Like, has he announced it? Looks like not yet. I was wondering if Quantum might not do a Quantum rush today because of KC Cup being this weekend, which is something that a lot of people do, right? They'll move their tournaments around or postpone them or swap them over. So we might not get a rush tournament today. We'll have to wait and see. Tomato, is your channel able to use free Prime sub? Yes. It is, CZ. Why do you ask? Also, welcome on in, CZ. Welcome, welcome. Then Yuo came out, and then the Metarion Nation attacked. Yes, definitely did. So we had a Sidra Mirror. So we know that Cyber Dragon has made its way into the finals, and we had a Light Galaxy Mirror. So we know that Light Galaxy has made its way into the finals. So we now have the grand finals here between Light Galaxy and the other deck. Light Galaxy and Cyber Dragon. Oh, here we go. I mean, Yuo was also the Thinker deck as well way back then. Yami... So, like, in the very first meta, when it was, I'm going to summon a guy, and then tribute a guy, and then Dragius will attack, it was the only deck that did anything more than that. There is a slight, very slight argument for spellcasters, but that was just know when you put your guys in attack or when you put them in defense. There wasn't really much there. So yeah, it was like the thinking man's deck, but in the same way that it requires more effort to put toast in the toaster rather than just having a sandwich, right? You know, like the difference is so minor, it's almost irrelevant. But I do understand what you're saying. I do fully grasp what you're saying, and I do agree with it. It's just the difference in like scalability doesn't really work out. Cyburst was close to interesting, I guess, but Machine was... Nah, see, I feel the opposite. Cyburst is boring. Cyburst, for me, has always been so brain dead. It is just summon guys in attack mode. There's no reason to ever put stuff in defense, really, especially because you'll get punished by piercing. You just use the skill that did everything for you. It got your guys out easier and it let you win combat. And then, like, your big flashy play was you just draw all the pieces of Yggdrago and slam it down, and it does everything on its own. I think Cyberse was the most unga bunga like a competitive deck has ever been. And I've never seen it as being a good skill expression deck. It has always just been put cards on the field, win game, the deck. And I've never liked it personally. Weird, I linked my account, but it doesn't give me the option to use Prime. Well, we could definitely receive Primes. We've received lots of Primes in the past, CZ. I don't know what's going on your end. But I appreciate the fact that you thought of me and that you were willing to try and give me Prime. See, Metarian doesn't need a nerf. I mean, Metarian got... Only one Metarian made top 8 in this tournament. Now, I don't actually know how many people were playing Metarian. It almost feels like most people just gentlemaned out of playing Metarian in this tournament. Because they were like, no, we're going to give Angel Cup a good send-off. We'll have a cool final matchup. Now, the final matchup is Cyber Dragon versus Galaxy, but I'd rather this than a, like Galaxy Mirror, right? So this is actually probably the best ending we probably could have hoped for. Like, the absolute best ending would have been either Machine Good Stuff or Blaster's Inferno in the final, but they were in the same half of the bracket, so it never would have been, like, one against the other. So, we are currently on the Cyber Dragon player's turn. Ooh, what is in this hand? This hand must have... So, our Light Galaxy player either has a Secret Order in hand they're not willing to potentially lose, or they just have a boss monster in hand. It's probably a boss monster. Okay, so Cyber Search, summon out the Cyber Dragon, use the Assault Cannon to reduce, Tribute for, I can only assume is another Cyber Dragon. So we could use the skill. Looks like we are using the skill. So are we making a twin here? We're almost certainly making a twin, right? There's no reason not to make a twin. Alright, there we go. Cyber Twin Dragon coming down. So it's going to come down to what those back row are. So this isn't threatening lethal. But this is... Ooh, is this now threatening lethal? So we're looking at 25 off, 56. Yeah, this is lethal, I believe. Ooh. Okay, so we're going to cut 1,000 damage off because that reduction is for the entire turn, but it is still lethal anyway. That was... Woo! Woo! Did you get to dual level max, Mr. T? No, Zaki boys. We have basically not played at all since the last time we played on stream. We've done, like, quick, like, just get through the games to just get the daily rewards. Other than that, we have not tried to grind whatsoever. So very much no. We're still at dual level 10. So I believe that was game 1. I'm fully paying attention. We've been chatting a lot. We've been yapping as we do. But this is the grand final, and I believe Cyber Dragon is up a game. I'm still stuck at 19. I'm sure everyone in chat will be able to get through to 20. I believe in y'all. Even if you have to wait until after the weekend's already started. Like, that should be doable. Damn, might as well change your name to Tomato Rush. Well, we do, Zaki, we're a Rush content creator. We have an entire YouTube channel just based around Rush. That's what we do. Tribute 2. Summon out Galactica Oblivion. Summon out our 1500 beta. I assume we have... We must have everything we need. Because why else would we tribute summon this out? Because we could have just sent this to the graveyard if we needed Meteor Charge or Order. I do hope Konami nerfs BC. Bird Call? Trying to think what BC is. Because it's overplayed. BC. BC. My brain can only think of Bird Call right now. But speed is basically Rush, but can only normal summon once and only draw once. Could you imagine we just do like a parody for like April Fools? Today we'll be playing Speed Duel, this spin-off game of Rush Duel. where you can only draw one card each turn and only perform one normal summon each turn. Remove Crackdown from Battle Chronicle. It's one of those things, again, where Battle Chronicle, I feel like, is on nobody's radar except, like, ladder grinders. But for them, that shit's everywhere. Like, for me, personally, my deck, my shitty rogue deck, shits all over Blue Eyes. So I just don't care. Every time I queue into a Battle Chronicle, I'm like, free win. Yes, excellent. But, like, I know there's some decks that really do struggle with Blue Eyes. So, like... I like Blue Eyes, but that skill is boring. Turns Blue Eyes into Floodgate. It's beatable. A surprise Tomato doesn't go, I summon myself, whenever he plays using Glaciosaurus. I don't actually think Glaciosaurus is that good. That's my hot take of the day. Glaciosaurus is mid. Laden Star is bad. It's my hot take. I'm just going to go for it. It's not unbeatable. It's just... Oh, it's you again. Okay, cool. I mean, that's kind of how I think a lot of people in Rush feel with Cyber Dragon. Like, Blue Eyes used to be the big ladder grind deck. And everyone was like, oh god, please stop playing Blue Eyes on ladder. And now it's Cyber Dragon, and everyone's like, oh, please stop playing Cyber Dragon. Nerf this deck, I hate it. And it's like, I can't fault you for disliking it. But, like, there's more pressing needs than nerfing the deck that isn't doing very well in tournaments. Come on. If Cyber Dragon wins here, this is going to be Cyber Dragon's first tournament win in so long. Like, legit, it has not won since the Warrior selection box came out. When's the last time it won? It hasn't won since... in a month. It's been a month since Cyber Dragon has won a tournament. What do we think, guys? Can Cyber Dragon win a tournament for the first time in a month? I'm a Blue Eyes fan. I'd rather they make a skill that fits Blue Eyes playstyle. I mean, yeah. It's difficult, though, right? Because it's like, how do you... You need a skill that is going to be good enough that it can play with the big boys, but also still fits the Blue Eyes fantasy. I think Konami want more people to play Blue Eyes and Dark Magician decks, so every year they make a new skill and release... I think it's the opposite, Zaki Boys. I think Konami know more people will play their game and will spend more money if Blue Eyes and Dark Magician are good. Like, regardless of if they're good or not, people will play them because they're just popular decks. And if people are like, oh, this deck's actually like top tier, they're more likely to spend more money and get more engagement into the game. So I would say it's more the opposite. The player base want Blue Eyes and Dark Magician, so Konami's going to keep giving them Dark Magician and Blue Eyes. Well, there goes the... Ooh, this is threatening lethal. Okay, I think this is 1-0. I think this is 1-0. This could be 2-1, but I think this is 1-0. Which means we should be going into a game 3. We'll find out in a sec. So we can still keep the Cyber Dragon Dream alive. Yes, okay. Cyber Dragon Dream is still alive. We can still have Rise, or we're going to keep calling him Riz, because Riz is a cooler name. Riz is going to win this game, okay? Riz at the top. We just need a Cyber Dragon victory. It's been a month since the deck has done next to anything. Come on, we can do it. Fair enough, I'm a Blue Eyes, but I'll prefer the older skills. Well, they have to make those skills kinda good for the poor people can keep up with the meta. I mean, yeah, that's fair enough as well. Blue Eyes and DM being good is good for the game, it's just both decks end up being Floodgate decks because they refuse to properly retrain them and rely instead on running the vanilla. I mean, yeah, basically. Is this the finals? Yes, RPG Prince. This is the grand finals of the final Angel Cup. Now, Light Galaxy would be very poetic for Angel Cup, because Light Galaxy almost always wins Angel Cup, and it is the, like, Japanese deck. So, like, it would make sense, and it would be kind of, like, poetic for it to win. But again, Cyber Dragon's the underdog. Cyber Dragon hasn't won a tournament in a literal month. We have the Meteor Charge. We flip up. So this is basically pretty much the best that Cyber Dragon could hope for. Oh, that Light Galaxy could hope for even. And we hit over a 200 defender. This is turn 2. And the Cyber Dragon player is on 1,500 life points. This is turn 2. We set 3 monsters, and we lost 4,500 life points. That is insane. And that is basically what Light Galaxy does. This is why this is one of the strongest decks. So Cyber Dragon into Cyber Search. Cyber Search, you put a card from my hand on top of the deck. Bring back the Cyber Dragon. So if we have access to a Proto or Fusion, we can get a Cyber Twin going. God, what is that back row? If that back row is negate attack, this is going to be very yikes. We grab out the Proto. That tells me we probably already have Fusion. Summon out Proto. Activate the Fusion. So if that last card in hand is like a 1,500 beta, like a Avant Wolf, this is probably... so where are we standing right now? We have a 1,600 defender, which means if the Galaxy player... That's actually perfect, because that now doesn't put a vulnerability on the board. So if we have 1,600 defense... Oh, it was negate attack! No way! Oh my god. The Light Galaxy player had like the God Hand going second. It was the actual God Hand. And then we draw another legend! No way! I think this is over, lads. I think this is over. It's lethal on board, right? That's 400 plus 100. That's 500 plus 12. It was lethal before Meteor Charge. So that is going to be another Light Galaxy victory. Unfortunately, Cyber Dragon will still not win another tournament. Big Sag for Sidra. But it happens. So that does mean that Vanilla is going to be our tournament champion. That was genuinely sad. Like that was a like custom hand that he opened there. He managed to get out 3 guys, get a 26 and a 25 as well, and a 32 for the time, and the Meteor Charge. Like that was the most custom hand you could get. And then also had a negate attack. That was actually insane. Hot take, I feel like they're going to make a once per duel skill to give Blue Eyes and DM gain effects like the old vanilla BLS. I don't think that's a bad idea. It would have to be done in a very specific way, but I don't hate that idea. I do really like the way that they gave like the vanilla Blackluster, I say vanilla Blackluster Soldier, the ritual non-effect Blackluster Soldier like effects by using the different materials for its ritual summon. I think that was a pretty cool idea. I'll tell you fix Dark Magician and Red Eyes. Okay, I'm excited for this. Oh, that is the 3rd Light Galaxy win of this format though. So that's not bad. It's still 7 behind Metarion, but it's doing okay. Release Red Eyes Dragoon Limit 1, problem solved. The problem is, do we really want to start dropping in all of the basically generic Omni negates into speed? Is that something we want to do? Because once we do that, the game is now Master Duel Light, in my opinion. Like, if we attached it to a skill, and it no longer becomes generic, maybe. But without doing that, I don't know about that. Give Blue Eyes the upgrade. I mean, I suppose to be fair, we have just got an Infinity, which is kind of the first of these, but it's not super generic. It's just kind of generic. Red Eyes Fusion is banned, though. A cool idea for Blue Eyes is to make it an Xyz deck. And if you use the vanilla Blue Eyes as an Xyz material, you can draw a card, and then the Xyz gains the effect based on the other material. I've always kind of liked Blue Eyes as a synchro deck, to be honest. Like, it already has, like, several synchro monsters. But yeah, we'll come off of this. And then this should just update with our champion. Unfortunately, Riz was the guy that got to win. Before that, we wanted Mutin to win. Before that, we wanted Hikari to win. But unfortunately, it does not go the way we want. Which is a shame, but it is what it is. There's not really much else going on here. Like, we were talking a little bit about this already, so I don't really need to talk about that. I think we just go straight into playing on the ladder, you know? I think we're just going to go ahead and play some KC Cup. No, that's ranked. That's the opposite place. We want to go over here. So we will go ahead and grab our deck out. And once again, it's going to be our old deck because we need the gems on this account because we got the Suijo coming. Suijo might be next week. And we need to make sure we can afford him. Or a box that comes out with him. Dual level 10, not even close. I did say that I was only dual level 10, Zaki boys. We didn't say we were close. You thought that. Alright, let's jump in. Let's jump into some games. We have been unable, I suppose, to really climb the last few streams. So this time we're actually going to climb. Alright. I have no idea what a Silvio deck is going to be. Swing into action. So this could still just be any Pendulum deck. We're going second, which is, I guess, not ideal. Let's see what he does. Let's see what our opponent does. It's taken a long time to think about this first play. No extra deck could be Monarchs. I mean, Monarchs with... It's Dynamis. Okay. You got to remember as well, we're at dual level 10, so we're not expecting super meta decks constantly. Oh no, Archfiend Eccentric. So we're going to perform a Pendulum summon. And we summon out Spinos. So these have a replacement effect, right? Destroy effect, you destroy this card instead. So I can't destroy them once. Other than that, there's not much going on here, right? How do we want to play this? If we do... We're at a bit of an awkward spot. Like, it depends how this unravels. Alright, we're going to go Bear. Bear's going to grab us our Toy Vendor. We're going to normal Dog. Dog is going to go ahead and search out our wings. We'll go Vendor, discard wings. That is a really good hit. That is really good. Now we're just going to go wings straight away. This could get us punished a little bit, but we should be okay. That's fine. That's fine. Toy Vendor effect. We will now grab... I mean, I'd love to get that, but I don't think there's a point. I think it has to be Sabers. We'll go ahead and activate our skill. Send Sabers, send Chain. So we've already summoned that. It comes down to if we whiff that. We could also just get a free special, but like I don't think the special's worth it. So I think we're just going to go up now. We'll grab out Nightmare. We will go for Galatea by linking both of these off. Welcome to the field, Galatea. We will go ahead and use Nightmare, target Galatea. Send this to the graveyard. Nothing else really matters at this stage. We're going to activate Toy Vendor now. Is there anything else we need? Oh, we do actually kind of need that. Okay, we're going to use Galatea here then. We'll put Nightmare back. Just because I don't want to mill the Babel. And we'll go Vendor. We'll get rid of World Wand. I mean, I could special summon, but it has to be exactly Harp Horror because we're locked into Darks. What else are we doing here? I don't really need to do anything, really. We kind of got everything we want. I guess we'll go Decode by going 1 and 2, just to be safe. Out comes the boy. We'll go Symbol Skeleton. Bring back Galatea. We'll go Ding. We'll use Ding Effect. Get rid of the Pendulum. Might as well flip this over. We'll drop Fright Fur Fusion. Go for this, using this and this. 1, 2. Summon out the Tiger. Activate Tiger. Battle. Swing. Swing. And that is game number 1. Hopefully all of our games just go like that. So we'll see how that goes. Your deck go first. Lost to 1 Super Poly unless you have Skeleton and Ding in your graveyard. But if we get Super Polyed, we then have Ding and Skeleton in graveyard, right? So like, well, that kind of works out in our favor, doesn't it? Tomato, I'll tell you what happened. I was facing Suship. I steal his material. All I need to do is negate his field and detach his monster I took from him. I didn't play around IDP. Man, it was so annoying. Seeing your name reminds me I could have Max instead of grinding stage 19. Gunkin Suship Shari just unfortunately enabling the PTSD, which is rare for me. Sorry, good luck, Tomato. I mean, hopefully we're going to do okay, right? We've already reached 11. We've gone up a whole stage today. That's something, right? It's not the greatest accomplishment, but we will take it. We will take 1 step up. Let's see if we can keep this going. Let's see if we can keep it going. But I'm like Tomato, I play off meta, so we struggle. Yeah, I mean, it's something we invite upon ourselves, right? I have more fun playing. If a deck I like becomes meta, I'm quite happy to do that. But like, I'm not a super speed tryhard. I used to speed tryhard. I enjoyed tryharding in speed, like back in. Oh, for God's sake! Oh boy, guys, it's Necro Valley. How exciting! And he's got the Spiritualist. What does the fusion do? This card and any card in your field zone cannot be destroyed. During your main phase, you can activate its effect. During the end phase of your turn, add 1 Gravekeeper's Monster Necro Valley from your deck to your hand. Okay. Oh, Hidden Temples is so cringe. Wait, you didn't activate it? Why didn't you activate it? Okay. So it can't be banished. Move a card from a graveyard. So I can't use any of the Orcust effects. We can still get a special summon. I'd have to use that. I guess we always go for a return first. I just need more draws. And he's got a back row that's live as well. So I can get wings in the graveyard, but that doesn't change anything. Like a normal dog. Okay, I think this is the line. Oh no, because I can't. Yeah, I can't do that either. So that negates, so maybe it would work. Alright, we're going to summon dog. We're going to see where this line takes us. Activate dog. Oh, great. Monster effects activated while both the Gravekeeper's monster and Necro Valley are on the field. Oh, how fun. How exciting. I mean, we still have a chance. It's just very, very slim. So we've already tried to use this, so this is dead, so we can't use that again. As much as that would actually solve all of our problems. Alright. This comes down. So this is our win con, is that this hits a Fluffle. That is not a Fluffle. So now we're just dead. If we had hit a Fluffle, we could have special summoned it, linked into Galatea, then gone into Ding. Ding gets rid of Necro Valley. And then we basically just win. But now I don't think we can win the game. I straight up think the game is just over. Like, what could I even draw? Especially with one card left. No, there's nothing. There's nothing. The game is over. We'll let him kill us, though. Why isn't he attacking? Why isn't he attacking? We're just going to scoop. If he's just going to sit here and play silly buggers, like, I don't see a point. See, this is the other issue with when you start to climb late, is you play against all this degenerate shit. And it's like, bro, like Gravekeepers is just toxic, bro. I don't know what to tell you. It's counter traps, it's floodgates, and it's protecting floodgates. And that's the entire deck. Like, he didn't even attack us with his 3300 attack guy. Like, it's so cringe. Alright. This should be Battle Chronicle. Oh, this is peak performance in a 30 card list. I'm not expecting this to be difficult, but I suppose you never know. Alright. We always start with Saber's Chain to Grave. We then always go Return next, because we need some draws. That's not bad. We go Dog, Dog Effect. Does he have Veiler? Looks like he doesn't, so we will be searching Wings here. We'll go Bear. Gets us the Toy Vendor. Flip over the Toy Vendor. So now is the awkward bit of, like, where do we gamble? Because if we draw into Skeleton, we kind of get messed around a bit here. So I actually think we're going to use Harp Horror now. So we'll go into this. We'll then link into Galatea. Summon out the Galatea. So we don't need to worry about that right now, because if we draw into our thing, it doesn't really matter. We'll send Symbol. Then we can activate Symbol Skeleton here if we want. We don't really need to yet. I guess we're going to go Toy Vendor now. Send Wings. That's fine. Activate Wings. Banish Bear, I guess. Draw another card. Activate the effect of Toy Vendor. This gets us to... I mean, I guess it's got to be Dog here. I don't think there's a reason to take anything else. Then we'll go Sabers. Put this back. I don't think it makes any difference, really. Is there a reason to not use this now? I don't think it makes any difference either way. So I think we are just going to go for Decode here. Decode comes out. We'll go Symbol. Symbol brings back Galatea. Activate Galatea. Put this back. Grab Babel. Go into Ding. Overlay onto the Galatea. Ding effect. Attach Symbol Skeleton. Flip this over. Last turn. Alright, let's see what he's got. Let's see what he's got. I regret waking so late. That's nothing. I lost 3 boss monsters to Sphere. I mean, Sphere's at least like a semi-competent deck, right? The ultimate kaiju. Choose my sleeves. Yosh the Overcrusher. Okay, we can do that. So he's hard drawn, double Blue Eyes, and Twin Burst. I mean, that's fine, right? This guy's just double attack, right? That's fine. I'm just going to protect, mate. Ah, don't send him. Oh, I shouldn't have protected. I didn't realize he had another effect. Uh-oh. I didn't read it. I didn't read. Ah, that's fine. Alright, we'll go Harp. Bring this guy out. Don't think we need that yet. Ah, bruh, why didn't I read? Don't we just win, though? Do I just win? Go dog. We'll grab out sheep, I guess. Guess we'll special sheep. I don't even think we need to do anything off of it, really. I think we'll do this. Go 1. We'll go 2. Summon out Brute. Activate Brute. Let's target this. See what he does. Banish the monster banish. Okay. So we could have just won before, but like we messed this up. But that's fine. So now we'll go Symbol Skeleton, bring back Galatea. Then we'll go Galatea plus you. Summon out you. Activate your effect. We'll put this and this back. We'll get rid of that. Then we'll overlay this into Ding. Ding effect. Let's get rid of this. We'll go Frightfur Fusion. Five material wolf, go! To battle! Go wolf! Go wolf again! Okay, we almost we almost punted there, but that's fine. I've never let, I don't think, at least in memory, I've never let a Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon like land a hit. So I've just never had it banish all my shit before, which is so funny. Alright, so we have to change to Overcrusher Sleeves. You have to do that before we forget. Galaxy or Sidra? Galaxy is better for Rush. Yes, Galaxy has been performing better. It has a higher win rate. It has a stronger matchup into Matarian. It is very volatile. If you don't win in the first few turns, Galaxy kind of just falls apart. Cyber Dragon's more consistent, but has worse matchups a lot of the time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where is Yosh? Is Yosh in here? He must be in here, right? There he is. Good Yosh the Overcrusher. All decks. God, it's been so long with us just having no sleeves at all that it feels really weird to have sleeves now. Oh, I don't know why, but my stomach is starting to like... Oh. I might just be hungry. I think that might be it. I might have to go and like grab a snack in a sec. Because like I don't feel like ill. I just feel like my gut's like, oh, something's not right. And I think it might just be hunger because we haven't eaten very much today. So we might go and grab like a banana or something in a minute. Just to pick ourselves up a little bit. Zexal Ultimate Unite. I don't remember what this skill does. Is this the one where you just like, or the deck where you just spam out? Oh Christ, there's so much going on here. Add all of those to extra at the beginning of the door. You have to full effects. Paying half life points. Add one Gaga monster you control the group. One through the Gaga monsters. I don't remember this skill. I've played against the Utopia deck before. I don't remember this skill specifically. Oh no! Swords of Revealing Light? Shit. Sidra nerf? Sidra never really got a nerf. It's just people worked out that Sidra was not as good as it was performing at the start. So it pays half his life. Send one Gagaga monster you control to the graveyard and play one of 3 different Gagaga monsters from outside your deck. You can then change its level to 4. You can only special summon number and ZW monsters from the extra deck this turn. What does the ZW stand for? It's like Zexal something, right? Zexal weapon? Zexal weapon? So Magician comes down. It's a weird one to bring. Okay. I guess I'm gonna activate Bear. Grab the toy vendor. Flip over toy vendor. Activate toy vendor. Send Harp. That's really nice. I don't think it matters because we can just normal summon anyway. I think we do just summon Dog. Dog effects. I think here we're actually just gonna grab the wings. But this is where it gets a bit funky now, because we have to do things in a very specific order. I'm going to summon out the Symbol Skeleton. I mean, it becomes an issue if I don't get that. I don't really care for the special, so I guess we'll do this now. We're going to go Harp Horror here. There is an argument to have not done that, but I'm sure it'll work out fine either way. There's no reason to, like, keep either of these, is there? We're just going to send them both. Summon you out. We'll then activate the toy vendor. So we didn't want... The issue is we didn't want to draw into or mill the other guy. That's very funny. Well, out he comes. Now we'll go Wings. Banish Bear. We can then use Vendor effect. We kind of have everything we'd ever want now, which is very amusing. I guess we'll take... I don't even need the bear. There's no reason to have the bear, but we have it, though. We'll go Edge and Persist. Send this and this. Unfortunately, we have no way to get that online, which does kind of suck, but it's kind of whatever. I don't think it really makes any tangible difference. So now we'll go into... I mean, I could just send it. Now, we'll go for the safe play. We'll go for the safe play. This dog is in a weird spot, though. I don't think it makes too much difference. Hello, Darth Victor. Welcome, welcome on in, my friend. We'll go Symbol Skeleton, bring back Galatea. I guess we're putting back Harp. I should have done the other way, the other order, really, but this is fine. I don't think it changes the play too much. I'm pretty sure we just win this turn regardless. We'll go this, target this, send this to the grave. We'll go Ding, get rid of Galatea, summon it out. Ding effect. We'll send one card you control to the grave. We'll send this. I mean, I could just go into another link, but the link has to be very specific. I don't think it matters. What do we even have left out here? Exactly those. Yeah. We'll go World Wands. Come on back. Now it's like, do I just bother linking those? I'd have to link him off if I want to get this, which probably is just not worth it. It'd be funny, but I don't think it's worth it. I could make this or this. Both of which don't really do anything. Except, like, it's kind of funny. We'll do this because it gives us the quick effect. That's the only reason we're doing this. But again, I don't think it actually makes too much of a difference regardless. We'll get a card out of his hand. That is what we're doing this for. Let's see what he's got. We'll flip this over. We'll go to battle. Go get him, champ. Go get him, champ. Again, I'm pretty sure we were going to win that either way, but... thought I'd come and say hi, even though I can't stay. Well, thank you for stopping by, Victor. Hope you're having a good day. That Onomat end board is so broken, no way. I mean, I don't know. I can't remember what the good Onomat skill is, but he was not playing it. He was very much not playing it. But again, we're already at dual level 11. We're not expecting, like, strong players. We're not expecting, like, meta. That Onomat end board is... Oh, but yeah. Well, hello, by the way, Serena. Welcome, welcome on in. I hope you're having a wonderful day as we queue in for yet another game. Oh, let's see. Let's see if we can play against something a little bit stronger than Onomat that pays half their life points to end on a 1500 vanilla. Seto Kaiba. Now, is this actually going to be Battle Chronicle? Because the last time we played against the Kaiba, it was peaks. So it's like... Does that even really count? Blue Eyes Dimension. God, we haven't seen that skill in a while. You can normal summon set Blue Eyes without tributing. Send 2 Blue Eyes monsters, one from hand, one from deck to the graveyard. Add a Blue Eyes White Dragon, a monster reborn from your deck to your hand. Place polymerization outside of your deck at the bottom of the deck. Outside of your deck, at the bottom of your deck. If you activate them, turn to a later, place Blue Eyes Chaos, Max Dragon, and Chaos form. Okay. So Abyss goes to the graveyard. Banish card from your graveyard, all level 8 or higher monsters you control gain 1000 attack. You can only use each effect once per turn. Okay. That is a nice looking Blue Eyes though. He's activating the monster reborn to bring back his Blue Eyes White Dragon. A much lamer version of Blue Eyes White Dragon. We're just boosting their attack. Oh, it's a permanent boost? I mean, that's kind of neat. Symbol Skeleton here's not bad. I mean, it's, yeah, it could be bad. Right, we'll go Edge and Persist. We'll send Chain, we'll send Sabers. I think we have to return here. I don't think we can get away with not returning. So he has something he can respond with. Oh, that's actually kind of nice. Do we go for the Toy Vendor first? Probably. Alright, we're going to Toy Vendor. We're going to activate Toy Vendor. We're going to send Harp Horror. We didn't need that, but we will take it. Go, dog! Dog effect. That actually puts us in a really funny position. Because now I could search Wings and just have the Wings combo. Has he got the Omni Negate if he has a high-level normal monster card? Compulse? Does that... That might matter. That might actually matter. Oh, because we have a normal summon still, right? I think here... We'll take Wings. This might end up backfiring. We'll have to see how this goes. We're gambling a little bit here. Flip this over. Activate. Send Wings. This is actually kind of silly. Because if we draw into it, this is going to put us in a really awkward spot. Just don't draw it. Just don't draw it. Just don't draw it. Just don't draw it. Yeah, perfect. All right, we're fine. If we had drawn very specifically the Orcus Nightmare, it would have put us in a very bad spot. So we'll go dog. We'll go sheep. Activate sheep. Put dog back. Bring back chain. Welcome back chain. Then we're going to go horror. Horror brings out nightmare. And then we're going to go Galatea by using Chain and Nightmare. Out comes Galatea. We can then use Chain. Chain gets us Fusion. We'll then just go straight into Decode with 1, 2. Well, come on out, Decode. Probably should have Decode to the other side, but it's fine. It's whatever. Shouldn't matter anyway. We'll go Symbol. Bring this back. Don't think anything else matters. We'll just drop the Frightfur Fusion now in case he has something. We'll go Tiger. We'll go 1. We'll go 2. Summon out the Tiger. Tiger effect. Target 1. Target 2. We'll overlay into Ding. Ding effect. We can reattach the skeleton. Activate the bell. Just in case there's any shenanigans, we will then swing. And then we swing. Alright. Nice and simple win. That's what we like to see. That's what we like to see. I wonder how often just making 2 4,000 guys actually does anything. Because, like, 2 4,000 guys is like, that's nice. Is there any deck that can't just play through 2 4,000 guys? Now, obviously, you know, we're not expecting this guy to be, like, super crazy, insane guy, like, player, right? But still. Taya Gardner. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Taya, in my experience of playing Duel Links, has always just meant toxic. So let's see if Toxic Taya has anything for us. Holy God. Okay. We're going first. This hand is okay, maybe. Ooh, it kind of depends. Alright. We always start Dog. Dog almost has to search Bear here, as weird as it is. Because I don't really want Bear, but like it's the only way to turn Wings on. And this also still does give us an extra opportunity to get a Orcus card online. So I go Vendor, discard Wings. That's like really funny. I actually don't think I want that. I think we just don't. As weird as it is. Right, we'll go Wings here. Right. That has gotten us what we need. So we're kind of just good to go completely here now. Grab this. We will go ahead and activate our skill. We'll send Chain. We'll send Sabers. We'll special Sheep. Sheep in defense. We'll go ahead and activate Sheep. We'll put back Dog. Grab out the Chain. Out you come. So the only downside now is if we mill, like, the last good card that we need. I mean, we could play around that, but, like, do we just gamble instead? No, because we need the room. Yeah, so we just get Toy Vendor. We just need to not... That's fine. That's almost perfect. So we'll go Harp Horror. Bring out Nightmare. We'll then go Galatea by using Chain and Nightmare. Out comes Galatea. We use Chain effect. We'll grab Fusion. We'll use Nightmare. Target this. We'll send Symbol to the graveyard. We'll then go ahead and use World Wand. We'll bring Nightmare back. Sure. Have we already used? I mean, either way, putting it back in the deck is fine. So we'll use this. We'll grab, return. We'll go into Decode. Out comes Decode. Activate the effect of Symbol Skeleton. Bring back Galatea. Overlay into Ding. Activate Ding effect. Attach Symbol Skeleton. Activate Babel. Pass. Right. Let's see what he's got. Let's see what Holy Guard Taya has got for us. Because I have no idea what the heck this deck is going to do. I have nothing to go by. Let's see what he's got. Last time I saw Holy Guard, it was like Gladiator Beasts. Fingers crossed for something interesting, but something not super toxic. That's kind of what we're hoping for. We'll have to see if that actually ends up happening. I mean, we have a negate. We have a targeted negate. We have 2 destruction prevention. Oh no, not Swords of Revealing Light. Whatever will we do? Swords of Revealing Light set monster pass? Is that going to be the play? Or have we got something else going on? Nope, that is it. Okay. I fear I may have underestimated. Well, let's go 1, 2. Go ahead and make a Nightmare Phoenix. Always Ding center graveyard? Not always. It depends on the deck you're against. Bring back Ding. We use Ding effect to send. Activate Frightful Fusion in case he's got more chicanery. We'll go Wolf. 1, 2, 3. Out comes the Wolf. Go to battle. Swing. Boop. Swing. Boop. Alright. I mean, Mimicking Man-Eater Bug. This card is such a weird card. I feel like the more... like... It's become like the noob staple. That and I guess Swords of Revealing Light. But Swords of Revealing Light has been for ages. I don't know if Mimicking Man-Eater Bug in any format has ever been like a good card. Like literally ever. Alright, Zezokus 1. Let's see what you've got for us. Another Seto Kaiba. Now, is this actually going to be Battle Chronicle this time? That is the big question. We're on a 4-win streak. We'll take that. Is this actually going to be Battle Chronicle? This hand is ass. This hand does nothing. Well, we keep Sheep, right? Do we just set Skeleton Pass? What's the downside? I don't think there is a... like, we could just die. That's like the big downside. I think we literally set this and we pass the turn. I don't think there's anything else we can do. Like, it sucks and we could just die, depending on what he's actually got for us, but I don't think there was another option. Hold. Hold. Ah, it's Swords of Revealing Light. He's flipped up our Mimicking Man-Eater Bug. I swear that card is a staple in low ranks. That's what it is. It's like, it's the biggest, like, I'm a noob, please don't kill me card. That card doesn't really fix any of our problems, but we might be able to win with it. Right, we're going to Edge and Persist. send both of these. Unfortunately, we just can't bring it back with this. That's what, like, really sucks here. No matter how we do this, we still never get anything else meaningful going. So we're just going to summon Sheep. Then we're just going to go Galatea. We're going to go Sabers. I mean, I think we have to put back Nightmare. Then we just go into Decode, which is like the safe option. Then we go Symbol Skeleton. This is like the weirdest line possible to get to this. Yeah, we are going to use Galatea here. Then, I mean, I guess I think we're just gonna go Ding and get rid of fucking Swords of Revealing Light. Bro, this is the weirdest game we've probably ever played with this deck. We'll activate Babel. For, like, no reason. I don't even know why we activated Babel. Right, let's see what he's got. Then we'll just get in for the 28. We still have, like, board wipe protection. And we still have a negate. The problem is, if we use the negate, we don't have Symbol Skeleton to do anything with it. Has anyone noticed an increase in Warning Point? Or is it the late climb to rush into cards you rarely see? So Warning Point, like, I want to say, like, just before Bird Meta, I did see quite a lot. I haven't seen it in quite a lot. But again, I don't play a lot of Speed right now, so I'm not the one to ask, unfortunately. Is this the same guy we played against before? It's just the same Chronicle. It's the same. It was gold text, black border, and this foiling. But, like, this guy's playing a different skill. I haven't seen Warning Point in ages. I mean, yeah, that's sort of what I would expect, right? Yeah, we'll use Ding. Protect. Because now I can just send it to the grave and draw 2 cards. Which might actually be my play. Because right now, we don't do anything. Right now, this literally does nothing. I can give up the card in my hand and bring that back. That is it. Keeping this around doesn't help me. So we're going to return. We're going to send this. We'll summon Dog. Activate Dog. We'll grab Wings. We'll activate Vendor. Activate Vendor. Send Wings. And we will take a free special. We will take a free special any day. Let's go Wings. Banish Sheep. I mean, sure, we'll just take another Dog. We'll activate Bear. Flip this over. We'll activate the effect. We'll send Nightmare. That's fine. Nothing really changes there. What do we still have in deck that we... Oh, we got him. Okay. Yeah. Let's go Hop. Bring out the Skelly again. Then... I mean, making this is... It's funny, but it doesn't actually, like, progress the game state. But it is funny. I almost would just rather make this. I could do both, I suppose. We'll go 1. We'll go 2. We'll summon out Brute. We'll activate Brute. We'll discard. We'll target Blue Eyes. Let's see what he does to this. Has he got anything for this? He does have a monster. Okay. So now we're going to go for 3. summon out the Longyearsu. Then we will go Symbol Skeleton. Bring back Ding. We use Ding. I think we're just going to get rid of the back row. I think the back row is the only thing I really care about. Okay. So now we're basically golden, because now I can just activate Nightmare. Target this guy. Send this. Go to battle. Swing over this. Swing over this. And swing over the game. Okay. That went from, like, my hand was unplayable to we somehow just kill him. And to be fair, again, he's not playing a very good deck, but it was still very amusing to do that from basically nothing. Climbing this lake is a mistake. You see cards you rarely see. It depends, right? Because if you climb early, you're going to be playing against meta, right? You're going to be playing against birds. You're going to be playing against predator plants. You're going to be playing against Ghost Trick. You're going to be playing against Shadow. So, like, if your deck has good matchups into those, it's great, right? But if you don't, it can be a bit awkward. I hope they hit Unchained. It's not tier, but it's so annoying. I actually really like Unchained. I've always been a big Unchained enjoyer. It is frustrating to play against, for sure. That deck is very, like, annoying. Synchro Storm Rays. Which one is this? Oh, this is going to be like a weird thingy build, isn't it? Okay. Edge and Persist. We always send this. We always send this. We have to go Toy Vendor. We have to send Harp Horror. I mean, that's kind of fine. Go Wings. The issue is we won't have an extra draw anywhere. This is going to be a really weird end board, that's for sure. We go for this. Then we go Nightmare. Target this. We send World Wand. We activate World Wand. We bring back Nightmare. We'll go Galatea by using this and this. We'll activate Galatea. We'll put back World Wand. We'll grab the Babel. We'll go Decode. Unfortunately, I think there's not really a good end board we can end on here, because I'm pretty sure his deck is going to shit all over this. But we don't have a way to link off Dingirsu in any meaningful way. I think we're actually going to put it in defense mode. That might actually save us, depending on what he's got. Again, I'm just assuming this is going to be like a semi-competent Speedroid list, but who even knows? Hello, I'm new in the world of Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm having a lot of fun. Welcome, welcome. I actually cannot read that name. Let me have a look. Dio, welcome, welcome on in. You've caught us playing in the KC Cup. So if you're new to Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know if you'll know what a KC Cup is, but this is basically a ladder format for the speed format of the game, where you grind the way up, and if you get to the upper echelons over the weekend, you get to play in an endless ladder format to try and get rewards, prizes, and an invitation to the World Championship. So, in a weird way, we're kind of playing in like a World Championship qualifier. That is A-okay, my friend. I don't think I'd care about any of this. I will, however, use my Toy Vendor. And I would love this dog. This dog can just come straight to my hand. Now, arguably, it might have made more sense to negate that, but I don't know what he's doing yet. I will use the effect of Dingirsu to stop this. I am now happy I did not negate the MST. Maybe fun for you, Ruffle. It's a cool deck. Unchained with a new support and TCG is so much fun. Yeah, I really like it personally. Right, we're going to activate Nightmare here. Just because I can perhaps do this twice in one turn. We're just going to send World 1 to the bin. Draw into Bear. I mean, I feel like we're in a fantastic spot here, right? We potentially just win the game. So we'll go Dog. Dog effect. Grab Sheep. We'll go Sheep. Sheep effect. Dog back in hand. Bring back Chain. We will then link into Phoenix by using 1 and 2. Come to the field, Nightmare Phoenix. Yeah, we use Phoenix first. Why not? I don't think it matters. Sure. I'll get this. And then we will use Chain. Chain effect search is Fright Fur Fusion. Phoenix will pop a back row. Then we will quite simply use Skeleton. Bring back Ding. Ding effect. Send a card to the graveyard. Let's get rid of this. Then, just in case he has Kiteroid, we will activate Fright Fur Fusion. We will go to my wolf friend. Who needs any of that stuff? We'll make a 4-material wolf. Also, thank you for the follow. There's 2 follows. We got JB Armor and we got Dio Gatto. Thank you for the follows, everyone. I don't know why I'm attacking with the bird now, but we are. Go get him, wolf. I have no idea how to beat them going second. I mean, the trick to... It was Kiteroid! This is why we always play around Kiteroid! Nothing makes me feel happier than playing around Kiteroid. Oh, I feel so vindicated. Nothing fills me with more euphoria than literally playing around Kiteroid. There is no greater joy in my life. Now, that might sound a bit sad, but you don't have to worry. Everything's actually looking quite good in Tomato Town. I love it so much. I love it so much. But yeah, the way to like really just absolutely destroy Unchained is just make Dweller. So if you can just like get 2 4s. Now, obviously, easier said than done, right? But not all decks can do that. But if you can, that will just absolutely destroy Dweller. Surely they will add Yama, Shivara, and Shayama soon. I mean, opinion on DDD. So DDD is... I like DDD. I don't know if I could say DDD is good, but I do really like the deck. I think it's a really fun deck. I've always enjoyed the decks that make use of like multiple summoning mechanics. And I think DDD is one of those like really interesting decks that does that. I know some people really dislike it. I personally have always been quite a big DDD fan. Maybe fun for you. Unchained with a new support in TCG is so much fun. So I also might be a bit biased because Unchained and Fluffle have crossed over quite a lot in TCG. So, you know, maybe I'm a little bit biased. Yoko, I started the other day. My first match in the KC, they destroyed me. That is going to happen. Unfortunately, the KC Cup is going to be full of people that are really good and people that are playing really annoying decks to either try and just cheese a win or try and literally be so annoying that you just give up. Like, that is, unfortunately, something that's just going to happen. 2 legend traps, Judge. Yeah, you can't just have Mirror Force and Magic Cylinder. Come on, guys. Come on. That's not fair. That's not fair. Next, he's going to, like, drop Pot of Greed. Oh, that's a name. That is a name. I feel uncomfortable playing against this guy. We're on a 6-win streak. I mean, that's nice. Let's see if we can keep that going, I suppose. This is okay. Right, normal summon dog. Dog effect. Has to grab sabers. Edge and persist. Send sabers, send chain. Activate bear. Grab toy vendor. Flip over toy vendor. Activate toy vendor. Send horror. That's not bad. That's not, like, fantastic, but it's not bad. I guess we just always go sheep here. I don't think there's any reason to not take sheep. So we'll go sheep. Activate sheep. Dog back to hand. Grab chain. Now we'll start going to the Harp Horror line. So horror into nightmare. Then we'll go Galatea by linking chain and nightmare. This will trigger chain. Chain searches fusion. We will then activate nightmare. Boost Galatea, send symbol skeleton, activate Galatea, put back nightmare, search out Babel. Tell me if you've seen this line before, everyone. We'll go decode. Out comes the boy. We will then go ahead and use symbol skeleton, bring back the Galatea, then we'll overlay into the Dingirsu. Activate Dingirsu's effect to attach the symbol skeleton. Flip over the Babel and pass. Alright, let's see what he's got. Let's see what he's got. Monster Hunter music hitting hard in the background. Yeah, I absolutely adore Monster Hunter. I am looking forward to Monster Hunter Wilds so much. Like, Monster Hunter, I think, is one of the best game franchises ever made. And obviously the music's amazing, right? That name plus Trap Trick sleeves and that mat. Well, it looks like we're against Trap Tricks. I don't really know how to play against this deck. Enter the field. Once finished the main phase, turn 2 onwards, you can send Treacherous Monster or a whole normal trap card from your hand to the graveyard and add a Treacherous Trap hole from outside of your deck. Okay. So we use that to discard that, search that, then he normal summoned. He's activating the effect of Momelo. Momelio. Adds another hole. That's fine. Bottomless is a really weird one as well, because it specifically says destroy that monster and banish it. Which means I can actually protect with Ding, if Ding survives. So now he's going to summon out another one, using the other half of his skill. So out comes Vesiculo. You can set a spell trap you control to the graveyard, special summon this card from your hand. So we could have just special summoned this, but you chose not to. If you control no cards in your spell and trap card zone, you can banish this card from your graveyard, target a hole in your graveyard instead of the field. So we'd have to overlay these two into... Okay. Now this targets. So we send that to special summon. Okay. I don't have a ton of experience against this deck, so I have to, like, pay attention, unfortunately. We're going to use this effect. So I can just negate this. Which are probably just going to negate this. I don't know why I wouldn't negate this. Decode Talker, go! Be gone. Swords of Revealing Light? No way. Okay. I think I'm okay with this. We'll go Symbol Skeleton. Bring this back. I'm actually tempted to just reattach, you know. Nah, we'll send. Let's just get rid of this. Let's see what he does. If anything. Okay, just nothing. Guys, I think we've won. I'm pretty sure we've won. But we should play it as if he has, like, a Kiteroid, right? Like, we should still play around it. Actually, using wings here is probably not the correct play. We're doing it anyway. Yeah, that's right. You give up. That's what you get for having that name, playing that deck and having those sleeves. Okay, well, we're still maintaining our streak somehow. We will keep this going as long as we can, I suppose. Rambo. Okay. See what our Turkish friend has. Playing Yami Yugi. Now, the last Yami Yugi we played against was playing Trap Tricks. So, we're both on a rank up game. Battle Chronicle. Okay. Now, is this going to be the DM Battle Chronicle or the BE Battle Chronicle? This hand also is kind of ass. This hand is really bad. There's like nothing good that we could do with this right now. What is a just nerf for Galaxy? What do you mean, like a potential hit? Because we did actually do a video talking about this. But if we wanted to hurt Galaxy, I personally would hit Meteor Charge. I think Meteor Charge needs to get hit. But I know a lot of people just hate the deck and they just want the Secret Order gone. Which is a fair enough one as well. So, making the Dark Magicians. I'm going to lose to this, aren't I? I think I'm actually going to lose to this. Especially with this hand. Okay, Wings gives us options. As long as this goes off. Right, we go Bear. Activate Bear. Flip this up. This will now let him use the Dark Magicians. But, like, there's no way to avoid this. We have to play spell cards for our deck to work, unfortunately. Activate Toy Vendor. We send Wings. We draw. That is unbelievably good for us. That could not have been a better mill. Right, we just need to avoid... we just need to avoid the other one. Okay, that almost went tits up, but that's actually okay. So now we grab Sabers. Activate our skill. Send Sabers, send Chain. Special summon Sheep. Activate Sheep. Put Dog back. Bring out Chain. This is actually a little bit awkward for us, because if we do that way round, it makes it so that doesn't work. Okay, we'll go... I have to do this in a very specific way, is the issue. So we have to now do Harp Horror now. Which means we have to get Symbol Skeleton out now. Then we probably just go into Galatea immediately. So Galatea comes down. Now we can activate Sabers. What do I actually want back on top? This gets me a free plus. I don't need to worry about this. So I think we do this. Then we will just link into Decode. I don't even know if I need to go into Decode, but we're going into Decode. Chain now gets me the fusion that we just put back on top of our deck. Then we can go Symbol. Bring back Galatea. Does this one have to be destroyed? This card is destroyed. Okay. So we'll go Galatea. Put back Symbol. Set this. We'll then go into Ding. Ding effect to send. We'll send the Dark Magicians. We'll activate Frightful Fusion here. Go for this, using this and this. Summon out the Tiger. Tiger effect target both. And it's all going to come down to what this back row is. That's all this comes down to now. Is this back row remotely relevant? It was not. So that should be a pretty clean rank up. I don't think we have to worry about that. I think we just go battle. If he does have Kite Roy, there's nothing we can really do to play around it anyway. Okay, and that's another rank up. We'll keep taking it. We will keep taking it. Meteor Charge for 2, change nothing for the deck. That is incorrect. Meteor Charge to 2 really actually does hurt the deck. So the biggest issue we have right now with Light Galaxy is the fact that it can swarm the board very easily. And on top of that, can kill you through set 3 monsters very, very quickly. So changing it to Meteor Charge to 2 drastically weakens that, especially if you have monsters that have high defense and high attack values. So is it always going to mean that Light Galaxy is now going to be a bad deck? No. Because the whole point is how do you nerf the deck without killing it? If you hit Secret Order in any way, realistically the deck now doesn't work. If it goes down to 2 order, it already feels really bad. In some situations, like for example in the Cyber Dragon versus Light Galaxy matchup, only having 2 copies of Meteor Charge is already terrible. You'll probably not win that matchup now, just because you need that 3rd Meteor Charge to really clear the board or just get all that damage in that you need to see. So Meteor Charge to 2 feels fair, as well as, because we've now moved a card to limit 2, we've taken away their ability to use Negate Attack, which is a really big nerf. If we were to also put Widespread Ruin on there, we could then force Light Galaxy to have to play Trap Hole, which I think is a substantial nerf. So that's kind of how my mentality of it. Now, by doing it this way, Light Galaxy would still be one of the best decks, but it would be a big nerf to the deck. Is it suddenly going to be bad? No. If you want to kill the deck, sure, you could hit it harder. If you want to lower the power level of the deck but still keep it relevant in the meta, I think that Meteor Charge to 2 is the way that you do it. Hi guys, I'm pulling my first box, Deep Emotion, because I saw a video which a guy recommended, but I saw selection box gives a lot of good cards. What do I do? Yeah, selection boxes are almost always a red flag. Don't go in selection boxes unless there's something in there that you desperately need, right? Just it's not worth it. They cost too much gems. The chances you get something useful are usually really trash. The price is inflated because they usually put like alt arts in there. They are just generally not worth it. Unless, don't go into selection boxes if you're a whale, and I don't advise going in them. Yeah, what Serena says perfectly. Serena is 100% correct, in my opinion. Okay, thank you. I will pull 3 times Deep Emotion. What are you pulling from there? Deep Emotion for Live Twin. Good old Live Twin. I want some of the staples. I'm pulling in the first place for Effect Veiler. I think the name was Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler, very, very strong. I don't know if I'd say it's a staple. I guess it kind of is a staple, but it's like a soft staple, where some decks will play it and it'll be really useful, some decks won't really care about it. I just go an Anniversary box for Veiler. It's pretty great value, plus staples. Yeah, the Anniversary box is generally quite good. Alright, let's jump into another game. We've just been flying up these ranks though. We are quite happy with the progress we have made today. We got to wave off the Angel Cup, as sad and emotional as that was, and now we get to just climb these ranks. Let's see if we'll finally get to a loss against Norag, who is on a rank up game and on a 4 streak. That's a hand. This is actually a really nice hand. I think we always start return. We'll send this. That is such a nice hand. Okay. We'll go dog. Dog effect. Dog effect here always searches wings. We go bear. Grab out vendor. Flip over vendor. Activate Vendor. Discard Wings. That sucks. But we can still... we're still fine. It's just that is, like, mildly annoying. We'll go Wings. We'll go Bear. Now we'll grab out... Does it have to be Sheep? There's no reason to not take Sheep, is there? I could just take Dog. I think we just take Dog here. Now we'll use Harp Horror. Bring out Symbol Skeleton. We'll then go into Galatea by linking off both of these. We'll go Sabers, and we'll put back... Doesn't matter at all what we put back. I can get that in the graveyard. I guess I just don't need this Harp Horror. Get back. Then we will just link into Decode. Now we can use Skeleton, bring back Galatea. Activate Galatea, put back Harp Horror. Grab out the Babel. Overlay into Ding. Ding effect. Attach the Symbol Skeleton. We're going to flip this over. And I think we will use the Toy Vendor just because I want this in the graveyard. And then I can also put the other one in the graveyard as well. Because we know what the top of our card of our deck is, right? I don't think we shuffled. Yeah, that's perfect. Alright, so now we pass. Alright. Okay, this is looking okay. This is looking okay. Anniversary, I pull that. Thank you guys for the advice. Yeah, the Anniversary box is generally really good value, especially if you're new. If you don't have a lot of the stuff in there already, it's really good value. What the heck is this skill? Malefics. Deck. This card can be used in the doors. Okay, so he has searched. When activated, you can activate one Malefic off from your deck. That card's in the field zone. The player can target a card in the field zone. God, I don't know what any of this stuff does. Tribute these cards for some Malefic parallel gear from your deck, and then add Malefic monster from your deck to your hand. Banish monster from the graveyard to push summon it in by its own way. Okay, the Malefic Red Eyes. He now has this guy as well. Okay. So he's Synchro Summoning from hand into Vermilion. You can banish one tuner from your hand or field, target one card on the field, destroy it. Okay. I kind of just want to do this, you know. Because I get rid of it, right? And I can just bring him back. Unless he, like, does something very specific here. I think I'm pretty much fine doing this. Oh, God. What does this guy do when he dies? Like, one of your banished tuners, add it to your hand. Okay, that's fine. Don't care about that. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Wait, we're in the battle phase already? Why are we in the battle phase already? It didn't tell me that we were going into the battle phase. Okay, this is really bad. I was kind of hoping we would get a delay about going into the battle phase, but we did not. No, we're going to attach. Okay. Draw for turn. Summon dog. Activate dog. Grab sheep. Special sheep. Activate sheep. Go back to hand. Oh, we don't actually have him yet. Oh, that's annoying. This is fine, I think. We'll go Phoenix. Phoenix effect. Let's hit this. Let's see what he's got. I have no idea what this does. Pop a monster. That's fine. I don't think I give a shit. We'll go Symbol Skeleton. Bring this back. Use its effect. Why doesn't that one go? Crap. That's annoying. Okay, we'll go World Wand. Bring this out. We'll go 1, 2, 3. Use this. Summon out Long. Activate Long. Put these two back. Get rid of this. Bring this out. Activate Sabers. There's nothing we can actually link into, right? Oh no, there is. We can do this. I can do this, plus this. And then we just win. Okay, we good. We good. We good. Malefic equals remove field spell to win. The problem was that he had a guy that's effect was negated entirely, so getting rid of the field spell didn't get rid of it. And then his other guy had its effect negated while it was the battle phase. So although I could have got rid of the field spell, what I wanted to do was for it to say your opponent is about to enter the battle phase, then summon Ding, then get rid of the field spell, then pop both the guys. But it didn't work because one of them was permanently negated and it never gave me the option to do anything before the battle phase. So it was very, very awkward. Very, very awkward. Why Malefic no die? Oh no. Oh no. You think I give a shit? Lol, sup, bro. Hello, Dragon Slayer. Unfortunately for you, my friend, you have joined us at a very awkward time. And that is because we're about to end the stream. Unfortunately, we only stream until 3 p.m. UK time, which it is. We do have other stuff we have to be getting on with. But thank you all so much for anyone that did stick through the whole thing. I know a lot of people did leave after the Angel Cup because, you know, people were here to watch the tournament. We had a fun tournament. It was quite cool. It's a shame that Cyber Dragon couldn't win it, but it was good nonetheless. We will be back again on Tuesday with something. I'm not sure. We might be back with Speed. It will be obviously Speed or Rush. They're what we do here. So we'll be doing one of them. Probably Speed unless we get the Zuijo drop. If we get the Zuijo drop, we will be playing Rush. If not, it will probably be Speed. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
It's a range of 10.